Hey, everybody. I'm Mike.
I'm Bob.
I'm Tim.
I'm Nick.
You didn't. There it is.
We got them both at once, and this is the Board Game Rundown. Welcome to Whiskey Wednesday. We have got Keybee Games in the house. Nick and Eric. Guys, thank you for joining us tonight. How we doing?
Great.
Yeah,
Thanks
doing
for having
great.
us.
Great. Yeah, thank you so much for having us on.
We got Brandon,
Mike.
fellow Michigander, with a
Michigander.
humble brag
Michigander.
here that he's almost at QsCon.
Mike, I just realized that's why you need to go over how we open the show every time before we start.
Yeah, I did go. I did jump the gun there. We usually are like, hey, here's how we do our intro. We go in this order. And somehow, don't we normally have Tim before Bob even? Isn't Bob usually over to the far right?
No.
Must
No,
be
Bob
on
is
the
not the far.
right. But thanks.
Bob is definitely not far right. He does own guns, but he is not far right.
Oh,
That is
goodness.
accurate.
Oh, goodness.
Wow, did Keybee kill Tim's hamster? That is awful morbid.
Wow.
Well, I think that's because we were maybe a few minutes late. I'm assuming.
We were stylishly late.
Yeah.
Fashionably. Right.
Welcome back. Thanks, Andrew. My sinuses have experienced every color of the rainbow by now. I've had one
lovely.
nostril work, no nostrils work, the other nostril work, and then both drip, and it's been fun.
Oh,
I think that infection just went.
that's an awesome update. So how about we instead let's take a hard turn. Like there's no segueing that into something cool. I guess speaking of like snotty things, we've got Eric and Nick. Anyways, you guys, if you don't know Keybee Games, you should, and here's your opportunity to get to know these guys. Okay. So yes, they don't have anything published yet, but we don't care. They've got about 100 titles coming down the line. They're like, if you took Ammon Anderson and you made him a little less lovable and a lot taller, you get two of just the nicest people that I've ever met. So thank you guys for being on the show. And I feel like I should just let everybody watching know that it's kind of like when Josh Bowman's on the show. I will say all of these horrible things, but it's only because I absolutely love these guys. So it's
Well, Tim, as we've discussed before, it's less about what you do say and more about what you forget to say. So
yeah, for sure. For sure. Also, hey, let me just say thank you guys so much for waiving your appearance fee tonight. I know that's like normally a thing.
Yeah.
You know, we're still transitioning some stuff over, so we don't quite have those funds allocated. So, you know, they said they would just, let us pay them double next time that they come on.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Next time.
Time. What up, Dave? I'm gonna also just say what up, Di, because I'm hoping she's there. G3
also,
boardroom represent.
Also, somebody bragging about probably checking in at their QsCon hotel show.
Oh,
yeah. Anybody at QsCon, please go around and just tell everybody we say hey and that we love them. Wayne, what's up, bro? Oh no. Why don't I want to give Keybee folks. What up, Sam? I want to give the Keybee folks an opportunity to kind of tell us about themselves, and then I'm going to throw myself at the mercy of the court of public opinion, and that being you guys and anybody in the chat. So, Keybee, but first, we need to know. Tell all the fine folks that don't know who you are and what you're about. Give us a rundown, if you will.
Nick, you first.
All right. Well, we're Keybee Games. I'm Nick, and
that was great. All right, so
yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we've been friends since 6th grade and have gotten into mischief for years and years and years since
awesome.
Then. And and I've just started in the last few years getting into designing games and doing it as a group of friends. So it's been such a great time to get to work with him. So
what game was it that you guys played that you're like, this game sucks so bad we should be game designers? No, just kidding. That's terrible. That's a terrible question.
Yeah. That's a way to introduce ourselves to the industry.
Yeah. Well, I played blah blah blah's game and it was dog crap, so we decided we were going to make a good one.
No,
Eric.
I guess I was gonna say I'm Eric, and to answer your question, Tim, it really kind of came out of a game that we played just using a deck of 52 cards. It was a really well known or like lesser known like game you can play like War. I think it's called Palace, or there's a couple other names for it. But we were basically challenged ourselves. It's like, well, if you threw a theme on this, like how could you do this? And we've got a pretty great close group of friends that are designated play testers, whether they want to be or not. And kind of just played. And then we were like, you know what, like, let's give this a shot. Like a couple of them could do some pretty solid art. We asked them to put something together for us. And then we went to the game crafter and showed up at an Origins. And we're like, let's see if we can set up some meetings and see if we can get it. And the rest is history. From then we kind of took ourselves a little bit more seriously after people were like, yeah, I think we could sign this. And we've been working on games, tons of games, too many if you ask Nick from
Was it sort of like I don't know, like a reality check when you're like, oh, we'll just like see if people like our game, and then once you got good feedback, you're like, oh crap, like I guess we really need to like dig in on this?
Well, that's a good question. I think maybe, not to speak for Nick, maybe Nick felt that way. I was always of the belief that like this will be signed. Like I've always kind of been very confident. Like I knew we were good at this. I knew we could do this. There's somebody out there for this game. So it was just kind of we can do this more than once was kind of the idea after like Relative Space took off with Googs. Like, hey, let's come up with some other ideas and see if we can keep doing it. We can kind of capture that lightning in a bottle again. And it was really just kind of establishing a process from there. And it's really been kind of a minecart with no driver.
We've definitely told this story a few times, but it would be crazy to not tell it while you guys are on the show. But we played Relative Space well before we ever met you guys or even knew who you were.
Literally one day before I met Eric. Yeah. Literally, well, probably about even 12 hours.
Well, I want to bring it to my co-host here, but like normally you play a game before you have a chance to meet a designer. I'm just saying, not everybody gets to meet a designer. Like, oh, you have a game? Let's play your game. Most people, that's the way it goes. There's the horse and then the cart. You guys are just used to the cart being ahead of it. But okay.
This is accurate. I also love Dave. His comment being what was the game you hated so much that you had to get into game design? I believe is what this was referring to.
That's when I met the Rossies. We bonded over.
Accurate. Yeah.
That's also where I met the Rossies. Is like I said, I pitched the Relative Space to Googs at 3WS at Third Studios at his booth, and he's like, "Can I take this?" We had a copy, and I was like, "Sure." And he's like, "I'll show it to my team. I show it to a couple of friends, and see where it goes from there." And I walked away. That was the first day of Origin, so I walked away like happy as a clam. I was like, "This is great. Like that's a great experience. My Origins can wrap up there." And then the next day, I was walking around the convention hall, and Googs actually tracked me down and was like, "We played this till 3 a.m. We loved your game. We made the other changes. Do you want to see them? Like, would you be okay with this?" And was like raving about it. And like I said, that was like, had I dreamed up the best scenario for my first Origins, like I couldn't have dreamed that experience up. So that was really cool.
So this, of course, now I do have the BGG link in the description. So if you guys want to check it out and become fans, I log all my plays, but humble brag, this wasn't on BGG when I played this.
Oh God, Mike with the flex. Oh, I played this. Also, I believe it was Mike that went to bed early and missed the best part of the dev session, or was it Mike that missed the dev session and Bob went to bed early? I forget. because I was there till 3 a.m.
I mean, I was there till about 2:30, so I would say I didn't miss a whole lot.
I was so mad at myself for missing that whole.
Yeah, well, Bob, I specifically remember going, is it that tall fucker that's like walking around the thing? Because he was a jerk. Like, I don't want to play his game.
I hope it wasn't his game. Yeah.
And I said, yeah, you're cool, man. Go to bed.
So, of course, this is the first game that you guys have signed, and we joke that it's not out yet, but that is not under your control because it is being published by Third World Studios and not you guys.
And then how much did it get signed for? We need numbers.
Wait, people get paid for their designs?
Yeah, right.
Whoops. Good thing Googs is busy setting up QSCon.
Ooh, hey, tell you what, Eric, we have a lawyer friend you might need to talk to.
Yeah.
But also, if anybody looked at the thumbnail, the picture I chose to use for you guys is you guys have 5 signed games at least at the time that photo was taken. And this one was the first. So this is why, in case anybody didn't know, if you guys don't know who Keybee is, you will
you will soon. Whether you want to or not. They're going to be thrust upon you.
You don't want to.
I would like to know, where did the name Keybee come from?
Oh, that's funny. The street I live on is constantly mispronounced as Keybee. It's technically Kebbie. But everybody called it Keybee, and we just thought that was essentially just a cool like catchphrase or name and something that would stick.
And then what's the house number for everybody at home? Just
you have the house number. You've been invited.
I know, I do. I do. Sorry, please.
There was actually an opportunity not too long ago where Nick and his beautiful wife were supposed to be were trying to buy the house next door to us.
Oh my gosh.
And ended up not working out, but we were going to be next door neighbors on Keybee Drive. So
that was the universe saying, calm down, guys. Like, hold on. Pump the brakes. You're already crushing it. Like you gotta, you know.
Leave some
when we get our windfall from our designs, we'll move,
right.
build houses and make the street name Keybee. So
yeah,
that's cool. We'll build Board Game Rundown Studios in your cul-de-sac.
Perfect.
You're like, who keeps hanging my house? Nobody else knows we live here. I'll be like, I don't know, but I check Bob's like trash hoppers. Also, allows a cart.
I eat a lot of eggs.
Oh shoot, that's awesome though. And seriously, guys, really, really glad that y'all were able to come on and do it on short notice. And that's my fault. I should ask you guys a long time ago to get on. And also, despite all the trash talking, Eric, I did not duck the show tonight. So we are actually on the same show.
I was very surprised when Bob came on and then Mike came on. I was like, oh, here we go.
I thought about messaging Mike and Bob and be like, hey, just let me know when you click you're going live, and then I'll jump in so you guys won't see me come on. And then just be here. But I was too tired to try to coordinate that. / lazy.
That would have been funny though.
Oh, yeah, I know, right?
Make it.
I loved it, man.
All right, so I'm gonna now throw myself at the mercy of the court. You guys are judge and jury, but we're not gonna do executioners because I want to be able to keep doing this. Okay. So as some of you may know, I went to a concert last night. I went down to Indianapolis to see The Darkness, which is one of my favorite rock and roll bands. They also had an awesome opener, Mark Daly and the Ravens. It's like an Irish rock band, and they kicked ass. I got my picture with them and got a album signed and stuff. Anyways, I had never heard of them until the show, and then they opened, and I'm like, that's one of like the best opening bands I've seen that I didn't know anything about, like since like I saw Seven Dust and Three Doors Down open for Creed, and they weren't anybody yet. And that means I have to admit I saw Creed in concert. It was like 1999 and everybody was doing it. Okay.
It was my first concert that I ever went to.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And that was like last year?
Yeah.
No, just unironically.
Yeah.
That's cool. Was it a good show? Did you have a good time?
Yeah, I remember it was actually my dad bought tickets for my mom, and she was like, why would you think I would want to go to a Creed concert?
Nice.
So then my dad took me at the Palace of Auburn Hills.
Right on.
Yeah, it was a huge arena show. It was a lot of fun.
Did you throw anything at Ron Artest while you were there? Just wondering. Asking for a friend.
Yeah. But that was back when everybody had lighters instead of phones.
Oh, yeah. Same. That you know what? Well, I don't know. I'm kind of old. It wasn't in 99, was it? Or 2000? Are you too young for that? Were you like 3 then?
No, I was born in 92. So
I
was 8.
Okay. Because I was like, man, that'd be crazy if we saw him on the same tour. What's up, Jason? Has Creed has actually become cool to kids? Really? I mean, their songs are still
let's calm down with the word cool. Ironically cool. Okay, I'll give you ironically cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've been thinking all day on like how I was going to present this series of events that happened at the concert last night. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you the end result. I'm gonna rush him on this bad boy. Well, there's only gonna be my perspective though. So I'll Tarantino this. I'm gonna show you the end, and then I'm gonna fill in the beginning. So basically at the end of the show, we were right up in the very front, and we were like right up against the barrier, and there's room. There's probably about 5 feet from the barrier to the stage. And then like anybody like all the photographers that either worked for the venue or the bands, were like taking pictures in that space in between. End of the concert, there's a half drumstick on the ground. And we were me and this guy, me and a bunch of people were trying to get one of the photographers or like the security to come over and get the drumstick, right? We're like, hey, the drumstick. Guy next to me jumps over the barrier. This was like after the encore. So I was looking at one of the guys that gave me the show with, and I go, hey man, like I'm really tempted to jump the barrier, but I don't want to get thrown out. And he goes, who cares? It's the last, there's no more music. So they throw you out, like doesn't matter. Right as we're saying that, the guy next to me jumps over and wipes out, like just falls on his butt. I counted to 5. Then I jumped the barrier and grabbed this freaking drumstick and got back over. And then that guy and his wife proceeded to like harass me for the next 10 minutes. You did me dirty, bro. That wasn't cool.
Damn, Phillies fan.
So to the stranger, anybody else watching? Oh, and then when I was like in line to go to the bathroom afterwards, this other dude was like, that was a great steal, man. And I was like, oh no. And I'll tell you now why I say I didn't steal it, and you guys tell me what you think. Okay, so 2 songs in, the bass player Frankie throws a pick. It lands in sort of that neutral zone, right? Me and the guy next to me and I were both like, well, the guy next to me is like, hey, like, can you grab that pick? And the photographer turns around and he starts to hand it to me, and I go, hey, this is. Like, that's his, like he asked for it. And the guy said to me, thanks, man. I'm going to give you the next one. And I said, cool. About, I don't know, half hour later, and there's 2 more picks down in the little thing, the photographers pick them up. One goes to the guy on my left who we actually came with, and another one goes to that dude. And I'm like, well, cool. I'm going to get that pick. That dude gives the pick to his wife. And I was like, well, it's his wife. Like, I'll wait. There'll be more picks, probably. I was wrong. There's no more picks. So then fast forward to the end of the show, that dude jumps over, wipes out. And I'm like, and he was taking forever to get up. I'm like, all right, screw this. I jumped the thing, grabbed the stick, jumped back over. And he's like, what? And I was like, hey, I will trade you this for the pick you gave your wife. And his wife looked me dead in the face and said, I don't have anything. And I said, okay, bye. And I just walked. And they're like, you did me dirty. And I said, I'll trade you this for a pick. And they just looked at me like I was insane. And I was like, okay, kick rocks. And my friends were like, Tim, I thought you were going to fight that guy. And I said, well, like 2 more beers and I might have. But anyways, so I say that this is, well, not only rightfully mine because I jumped over and got it, but that dude owed me this drumstick, and I knew for a fact he was not going to give me the drumstick, especially once he said, he lied about that second pick. That's my defense. I leave it to you guys for your judgment.
I would just like to say I'm glad you explained that was a drumstick because I thought you were swinging around string cheese for a bit.
Yeah, they drum with string cheese. They're British. They're weird. Yeah, it's half a drumstick. And this is
not the chicken drumstick kind, an actual drumstick you use for drums.
Correct. And the drummer for the darkness is the son of the drummer from Queen. So, anyways.
It's your drumstick. Sleep well.
Yeah. I so wanted to click one of these banners that I have made for you, but unfortunately they don't apply.
Oh, you should have made a new one.
I thought about it, but I want to make a complimentary one.
Not too late. So before we get into this topic, which you guys picked a very good one, I've got to ask what you guys are drinking because I know Eric likes to bring the heat over there. So,
well, I'll start then since you called me out. I am drinking Dragon's Milk Origins. It is the Dungeons and Dragons 50th anniversary hard cask, meat cask version, and it is delicious.
Oh, I love that stopper too.
Show us that pour. Oh, yeah. Wait a minute. That's a pour. What?
He's got a pourer in there, Mike. You got to up your game, bro.
Yeah, I've got the gold dragon pourer and the red dragon pourer, and if they come out with any more, I will be buying them as well.
Nice.
Now, Eric, to get that angle from up high, you being so tall, is your camera on the moon?
It is on top of my monitors, but yeah, that's the only way. Otherwise, I'd have to suspend it from the ceiling.
Yeah, cool.
And I have some good old quality H2O.
Yeah,
Eric is my bartender, and so the only drinks that I have around me at a house is at his house.
That's fair. That way you can drink and drive. So you go to his house.
It's safer that way.
Well, that's why he was trying to get the house next door.
Yeah, right.
Exactly. So you just walk
we had plans for a tunnel and everything that we could just walk.
Cool. Yeah. I keep trying to tell Patrick he needs to put a tunnel in between the houses.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
See, I knew Eric was going to bring something good. I had a medical professional about a month ago tell me I should lay off the booze, which means all my bottles are literally going to collect dust. Well, tonight I actually decided to pour one, so I'm drinking some triple oak over here. Excellent version of Angel's Envy.
Nice.
Bob, cheers. I'm going to guess the Woodford Reserve.
Yep. Still on the double oak.
Yeah, double oak, great.
They got it at Costco, so hitting it
up. If you're liking the double oak, you got to pick up the triple oak. They have it there at Costco as well.
That's too much oak.
It's a lot of oak.
Well, I mean, us tall guys, we're closer to the trees. So.
Yeah,
need more.
I think you're mistaking the Lorax for who's closer to the
trees. Oh shoot!
All right. Well, per usual, we threw to our guest for the topic tonight, and you guys gave us like a list of ones to choose from. Eric, I think it was your suggestion that we went with. So why don't you tell us our topic and why this was on your list?
Yeah, so I did the top 5 games that we don't get to the table as often as we'd like them to be. And I just feel like it's something always in the back of our minds, especially people who have collections the size we do, is we tend to either be cold to the new or just don't have the time, especially me and Nick with 2 little ones now in our homes. It's much harder to get games to the table unless you schedule. And sometimes there's games where it's like, that's the thing we're going to play instead of a whole bunch of small games. Mm-hmm. So I just figured this would be a fun list to kind of go through the collection, go, oh, I haven't played that in a while. That would be fun to get to the table and maybe inspire some game nights coming forward.
There you go. Yeah, that's good. That's real good. Was there any specific rules that you guys had for your lists?
No rules on my end. I was telling the guys before we jumped on that I think everyone on my list of 5 is on my list for a different reason. So they're not all, oh, this takes too long to set up. Like one of them might be that, but the other 4 will have a different reason as to why it doesn't make it to the table.
Oh, okay, cool. Nick, anything?
No, other than what we were talking about, at least, games that I've played before, and yeah, I think there's a theme throughout. I think there's a reason. It was a nice little self-check. We're like, yep, nobody else will play this game.
Oh, sure.
Oh, I know Nick's list. now.
Oh, shoot.
But they're games that I absolutely adore and love and would play at any time. And so,
awesome.
So yeah,
perfect. Mike and Bob, you guys got any rules you applied to yourself?
I mean, I left off like games I have like in my top 5, right? I mean, like there's a lot of games in there that are like kind of longer games, and they would just kind of be obvious, like, oh, I love this game, I would love to play it more. So I'll honorable mention them. So I'll leave them for other people. If they don't say them, I'll honor mention some of them. But other than that, though, just games I want to play more.
Yeah, I joked about my top 5 being the entire list because it literally has been at least a year since I've played all but one of them. But yeah, those are just games that we talk about too often. So these are games I don't get to talk about a whole lot. 4 of them I've only played once. So there you go. And most of them, it's been at least 2 years since I've played them. There's one of them I haven't played in 10 years.
Wow.
So we've got some long gaps on some of these.
Yeah, I know. It's like Carlos when he said months, and it's like, oh, that's cute. Months. But I mean, that's a great question, though.
Yeah. The other rule I followed was they all have to be Keybee Game designs. So
yeah, fair.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Love it. Biggest barriers to keep you from getting certain games at the table. I think those will come up probably as we get into this list.
I'll throw one that may or may not be obvious is that being a content creator, I'm just constantly playing new to me games and not scheduling time to play some of my favorites. So that's a big reason for me.
Yeah, that's the biggest culprit for me, I think.
I'll jump on and say being designers, you end up playing or play testing a lot of the ideas you have rather than getting published to the table too. So
I thought you were going to say subpar games.
No, we don't design subpar games.
Tim, no, I meant all the other people's games you play. These are way inferior.
Me, yes.
And name actually, can you name some names real quick? Like which ones are subpar and why their game designers suck, or like problems with their publishers and anything like that. We're good. Don't worry, it's off the record.
I'm just gonna keep hitting these because Carlos keeps firing off all these great questions as we're trying to get into the topic, which is totally fine. I like trying to get into the hotness games because I want to cover them on the channel. But the reality is some of my all-time favorite games are dominated by very old designs. And so I don't think that is much of an issue as it is for me, as many other people that I know that played tons of games.
I mean, I just don't think you can blanket statement and say everybody is like obsessed with Cult of the New. I mean, sure, there are going to be people, and I think it's like anything, it's circumstantial. There's definitely where I'm guilty of like, oh, this is new and I really want to play it. Like I'm hyped for it. But I've also calmed down on it too.
Yeah, the FOMO's a real thing though. Like you hearing people talking all this stuff about this game, like, man, I gotta play this game. I gotta put some time into it and see what the hype is about. But yeah, and then plus, like Mike was saying, you want to get the hotness stuff played so we can talk about it on the show, and all that adding up just makes it hard to get some of these to the table.
Yeah,
well, I think if you have a larger collections too, you start to develop fondness for either publisher and or designer, to where like this is an insta buy. So if the designer is prevalent and making consistent games, like and you're just like, oh well, I like everything they put out. That becomes rather Cult of the New, which is like this person consistently hits what I like. Then that becomes a system too.
Yep. Say no more. Throw it in the bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, like Bob and I, we just there's a video out for the Ostia designer. They've got a Kickstarter right now. Aqua Garden, Sky Garden, and Dino Garden trilogy. And Bob and I played those games back to back on Sunday. and just had an amazing time, like with all of them. And they have a very similar like base mechanic, but they do things very differently.
They tweak them different ways.
Yeah.
I've seen the ads for those games. They look very beautiful.
They're
Aqua Garden been out for they all have silk screen meeples that are super cool. And the Aqua Garden's been out for a while. And apparently I had it. I had Kickstarted it back.
Oh my God. It's so funny.
We started looking at this. I'm like, man, Aqua Garden, I feel like I own that game. So I ran upstairs and I looked. Sure enough, there was sitting on the shelf.
All right. So before, is it too late? Nope. He's already asked another great question.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
We're never going to start, and it's totally fine.
Yes, the answer is yes.
Yeah.
Shorter games definitely have an advantage.
They definitely, for sure.
Something that kind of spurred from that question in my mind is, I think sometimes like just the rhythm of life, like, if you're stuck, especially like player counts, like I'm around my family, like a lot of times where we play games and there's 6 of us. And so it ends up being like I'm kind of like locked into these like 6-player games. And so for a while, like I don't get to like a 4-player, like 45-minute, 30-minute game. And a lot of times we're playing some of these like lighter, bigger player count games and things like that. So I think some of that also kind of can take over as to like what you play and what you don't get to play.
That's a real thing for sure.
Yep.
I intentionally try to collect 6-player strategic games so I don't have to always play social deduction at that player count.
Yeah.
But I just don't like splitting up groups. Like you want to keep everybody together socializing when you can. So I really try to get as many of those as I can. 6-player games.
We have a pretty large, up to 14 people like friend group, and so we've just now started to get our friend group comfortable with splitting up, which we're not all playing Deception Murder in Hong Kong because it's the only one that'll support our group.
Oh, right. So, yeah. I guess you could technically play code names also at any player count.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And on the next Whiskey Wednesday Keybee appearance, it's top 5 14-player games. All right.
Well, Top Tower still won't make it.
Give Bob a chance to crap on blood on the clock tower again. All right, let's get into this list. As always, we'll start with Bob. We'll go clockwise, and I'll wrap it up, which means that, as always, we start with Bob's number 5.
All right, so my number 5, like I poo-poo a lot on like social deduction, hidden trader types of games and whatnot. But shocker, I know, brace yourself for impact. But there is one that I do really enjoy, and I wish I got a chance to play it more and play enough to where I would be good at teaching it, so I could take it to like more meetups and get more people into it, because I think that it's not necessarily entry level enough. But it's I feel like I could teach a lot of people I have to come into meetups to play this game, and we have a good time with it. But Unfathomable is fantastic. And how'd you know that's what it was going to be already?
I know it's the only social deduction game that you like.
Process of elimination.
But I wish I was, because
it's really a short list.
Yeah, I like the way the social or the way the game like plays out, where it's the ship and it's moving, and there's all these like deep ones in the water, and as the ship moves, they move back towards the back of the ship to simulate the ship trying to move. And then, everybody, they're jumping on board, and you're trying to clear them off and use your abilities to, get the ship to its destination. But there's still that hidden traitor and somebody who's suspect. And I just think it does it really well. I love the chaos deck where everybody's putting these cards in, and then no matter what you're doing, you're putting cards in so you always have somebody else to blame. It must have come off the top of the deck. I would never put that card in there. I told you that's the card I was going to put in. And it's.
Well, what sucks is you could say that either way.
But yeah, no, I think this game is really good, and I wish I got the chance to play it more, to be good enough at it to where I could be comfortable teaching it to people. And that would help me get it to the table more often.
Chris Rudder commented he wants to play that. Chris, next time we're at a meetup together, man, let's just make it happen.
There we go.
Let's just plan on it.
It's really good. Now, I love social deduction. I'm totally okay with the my word versus your word type games. But one thing you said before that this game does excel at is that it's the actions that you pick that make people suspicious, and leveraging your special abilities in interesting ways really makes this one shine for sure.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. 5 to 6 players. You got to have a good player count. You don't want to play at 3 or 4. Yeah, definitely better when you could have like a second trader in there.
I had heard this is a re-implementation of Battlestar Galactica. Is that correct?
That is 100% correct.
Yeah, it's more accessible. Like Battlestar Galactica is super thematic, and I like it for that. But like, I don't want to call that one out and be like, yeah, hipster pick, right? And then the alert pops up at the bottom of the screen.
I have heard good things about this. I've not played it, but I do want to try it.
Yeah.
Great start. I've played this twice, and I think both of them were right after I started on the channel. So it's been almost 3 years since I played this one.
Yeah, once a year is not quite good enough for me. You know,
No.
maybe 2 to 3 times a year, I'd be pretty good with that. You know, but it doesn't have to be like all the time. But it definitely needs to be more than what it is.
Yeah, like once a week.
Well, I don't think I know 6 people with that much time.
You don't have to play with 6. You can play with 4 or 5 and still have a great time.
I just said it's not
It's going to become the unfathomable live play channel.
That's it. Yeah. It's going to be my lifestyle game. It's all I'm going to play.
There you go.
Everywhere I go.
There you go.
I'll start growing gills.
All right. So for my number 5, I was originally trying to keep myself to only published games, but so I'm gonna modify my list and change the rules because I want to. And so I'm gonna my 5 is 2 games. One is published, one's unpublished. So I'm going to start with the published game first because I think it will lead into the unpubbed game. So my number 5 was a game that came and went from CMON, was only on Kickstarter originally, and then they changed their mind and started selling it through Mini Market, which pissed everybody off. But now that you see why that CMON is failing, you understand why they did it. But I'm talking about Hate because it's like, horrible, like, I don't know, post-apocalyptic, like cannibal Vikings. And this is a really interesting, like, tactical, like, skirmish game. And it is actually meant, you can play it as a one-off, but it's also meant to be played as a campaign style. And so you can kind of level up your units and things based on like how well you did or how you did in the previous round, right? And so it's meant to be able to do that. And I've got everything for it, and I've played it like twice, and I thought it was awesome. I mean, it's a grim, dark, horrible theme, but that doesn't bother me. I appreciate big swings, and I like it when they you try something really dark and gritty.
Big axe, big swings.
Yeah, man.
That'd be cool if we get Pete to paint this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I put a wash on every one of those minis.
Nice.
But that took forever. There's a ton of minis. But anyways, and then speaking of Hate, I had to go with Greek Week for my number 5 because I hate those guys. So it seemed like a good natural segue over. It's like, oh, Keybee's on, so Hate's on the list. What's our list? Oh, games we want to get to the table more. Perfect. But Greek Week, we got the opportunity. That's right, buddy. That's right. Hold on. I got to make it up to these guys because we talked about our Gen Con thing, and I left this off, and that was not fair because this game was really fun, and I should let you guys describe Greek Week so I don't butcher it. All I know is it's got an amazing first player token.
Worked really hard on that.
Yeah, Eric or Nick, please, one of you tell everybody what Greek Week is and maybe why I'm having you explain it.
Yeah, sure. So it's one of our latest designs. Greek Week.
Oh, that was you guys?
It is a building builder, so kind of like think Suburbia or like Castles of Mad King Ludwig, but also combined with like resident housing. So your resources are essentially different Greek myths that you're trying to house into your fraternity or sorority that you're building during the Greek week of Mount Olympus University. Once you get certain mids into your house, they then recruit gods to come and party at your house, which the gods are all Greek gods, and all their powers essentially correspond to what a god does in mythology. But because they're partying at your house, they do terrible, terrible things.
Oh, they wreck it. They wreck the hell out of your house.
They're changing types. They're doing all sorts of shenanigans to your home during the party phase, because there's 3 party phases which mark the rounds. So.
Yeah, this was really fun, really unique. I've really been racking my brain to try to think of something that has played like it, and I haven't played anything like it. And again, had a good time and appreciated the theme. No. So that was my tie. Hate though, for real, I'd love to play this game again and get to actually play it, as intended. The problem is it's hard to get to the table, and then you can't. It's going to be like a day, right? To be able to do the campaign thing, you're going to need several hours to really get in there. And that way the people playing it can feel competitive and feel like they're actually getting to do stuff. Carlos did just ask, does anyone have a graveyard shelf where neglected games go to die or get traded before they get traded or sold? I actually started putting games in totes and then making a list of them. And then those are the ones I put for trade on BGG, or when we go to like a convention that has like a flea market or something, I'll post those on like a flea market. But those are not like the Shelf of Opportunity or Shelf of Shame games.
Just ones I'm done with. Yeah, I put them in a box, tape it up, put the names of the games on the outside of the box, and so I know where they're at.
Put a shipping label to Keybee Drive.
You don't want those games.
I've got a trade closet, so all the games that I'm just not interested in playing again and ready to trade go into the basement closet.
I've got something that will make Mike very happy. We track a spreadsheet. So we make a spreadsheet of games that don't get played very often. And then during our annual Keybee Con, we have a table of take, which is just games that people who are attending or hosting the event just lay out games for free. And if somebody else wants them, they can be found to a good home. Otherwise, they stay on that table, and then we take them over to our local board game store that does consignment. But on the opposite end of that, if you can see, there's a small little table right there. That's my Shelf of Opportunity. It's the most obvious table when you come down into the basement. So I can see what game needs to be played next. So that way I can at least get that one play marked off that I've played everything we've owned.
And Carlos, I would say if someone suggests playing one of those games, I'll play anything in my collection, honestly. And if somebody wants to play it, I'd play it with them. And then when they're done, be like, do you want it? You can have, you're going to have it. I don't want anything for it. Just have a good time. Like, you're going to play it. It's not doing anything for me.
But I think I'm going to start putting all of my unplayed games on the same shelf leading into my basement. Then nobody can get into my basement.
Mike's like, look, you want to play the good stuff? We got to get through this wall.
Got to get through it. You got to dig.
All right. Yeah, bend at the knees.
I had somebody come in and see my shelves downstairs on my table, like, wow, that's a lot of games. Have you played all of those? Just like,
just tell them yes, Bob. There's no one's going to double check.
I haven't seen any of this.
All right, Eric, what you got?
All right, so my number 5 is Dice Throne Adventures.
Ooh.
So this is on the list because I know Tim doesn't like it, but I love Dice Throne. And the caveat with Dice Throne Adventures is you have to know how to play Dice Throne to play Dice Throne Adventures, and you have to own both. So not only are you learning a dungeon crawler, and a cooperative dungeon crawler at that, but you also have to learn your individual hero and how they play. So if you're trying to get it to the table where somebody's unfamiliar with either of those things, it's a lot of teach up front. And it's a lot of board space because you've got your own Dice Throne character, you've got your board in front of you, you've got all the cards you're playing with, and then you also have the dungeon and the minis you're going through. I've really enjoyed, I think, the 2 or 3 times I have played it. Getting it to the table is the only time I've ever played it was with my wife, Alicia, because she knows Dice Throne, enjoys it, and then has played the adventure part of it as well. But the minis are super cool. You can buy the painted ones. Thank you very much, Nick, for that. He bought me last Christmas for a present all the different painted miniatures for that. the really cool bosses. The dungeon crawl is like an every other stage type thing because it's a campaign. So you go through a dungeon crawl, you play through, you basically collect treasures, you beat minions, and then if you all get to the portal at the end after defeating what you need to defeat, you move on to a boss, and the boss plays like a mega dice throne game. So you're all however you're playing with are all beating up against one massive like dice throne boss, and then they have rules in there once you beat them how to use that character as a normal dice throne character as well. So you get basically free characters for dice throne after beating the campaign. So
now, when you say you have to have Dice Throne and you have to own both games to be able to play Dice Throne Adventures?
The Dice Throne, if you just bought Dice Throne Adventures, there is not any playable heroes in the game. It is just the dungeon crawl and the bosses. So you have to own at least one, like even you don't have to own the big box, but you can own a small box of 2 characters. You have to own part of Dice Throne to be able to play Dice Throne Adventures. So if you're just to buy Dice Throne Adventures, you couldn't play it without at least one set of heroes.
I like my gut instinct is like I hate that. But
I get that.
No, but I think honestly though, I think the people that are in for Dice Throne Adventures already have everything for Dice Throne, so it's not an issue. You know what I mean? So like that's why I will actually retract that statement because I wouldn't go, holy crap, I need to get Dice Throne Adventures. Did you like Dice Throne? Well, no. You know. So that makes sense. That makes sense. I hate it less. It feels more like an expansion to Dice Throne.
A very, very large, like separate game expansion and very expensive. But yes, it is. It is essentially, hey, did you like this course concept of this game? Did you want to use these characters more? And do you not want to have to just beat up each other? Did you want to beat up other people together?
Sure.
It's kind of the feel for it. But I describe Dice Throne as battle Yahtzee for people, and it can get to the table pretty easily. So this is kind of an expansion of that I don't get to the table often enough.
It's you describe it differently because I go, do you guys want to play Yahtzee but not have fun? Because like,
but I do have fun with
Make it
I wouldn't describe it that way.
I think just Dice Throne is my blood on the clock tower for Bob. You know, like but I guess the difference is, unlike Bob and Blood on the Clock Tower, I went into Dice Throne really wanting to like it. Okay. And did not.
Well, you like dice games and you like battlers, so you have reasons to think you would like it.
Yes,
I went into Clock Tower knowing I'm not a fan of social deduction games.
Yes, yes, also true. Carlos wants to know: has anybody ever bought a game twice because they forgot they already owned it?
I have not. No,
not because I forgot I owned it, because I'm very meticulous about putting it in BGG. But I've bought 4 copies of Flip 7 now.
Oh, well, I bought a game twice because I thought I lost it.
Same.
And then I bought it, and then of course the second that
it
arrives, yeah. You
go to put it back where it should have been, and it was there the whole time.
Right. You're like, who put this here? It was me.
I've done that with an expansion, but I've not done that with an actual base game before.
All right,
that's fair.
But yeah, my number 5, Dice Throne Adventures.
What you got, Nick?
All right. Yeah, my number 5 is 2 Rooms and a Boom.
Oh.
We're talking about the big games,
14
player count wise. I'm a huge fan of Survivor and have watched every season since, and 2 Rooms and a Boom gives me that kind of like, getting together in little groups, making alliances, concocting plans, all that kind of stuff.
I thought you were going to say lots of like dangling threads that never pay off, and then everybody's really mad at the finale.
Yeah.
Is that not what you meant?
Well, no, I mean, it can happen, but,
okay.
2 Rooms and a Boom. I have a great time every time I play this game. Usually if it's like a family reunion or some sort of like big family gathering, this is usually the game that gets asked to be pulled out. And so lots of great moments that people remember and all that kind of stuff. But it's just like, if you don't have like 12 or more people to like play this game, then I just don't think it's like as exciting when you start getting down to like 8, 9 people or things like that. I'd rather play other games that are more strategic and or just have more to it. And But when you get those big games, you can have lots of little conversations and lots of little conniving, and there's a lot more elements that can be more chaotic and create some fun stuff. So yeah, my number 5.
I actually like this game, but I have to be careful with who I play this game with, because there was a person I played this game with who I like quite a bit, but I don't like playing social deduction games with them because they just take all the fun out of it.
Yeah,
they
solve it all and sit there and don't talk.
Yeah, and then when they do talk, it's like, okay, well, you are just so assured in what you're saying that like there's not even any kind of debate. You know, and I like these games when there's the debate. There's the discussion and the swaying and the negotiating,
the gaslighting of your friends.
Yeah.
That's a game I've always wanted to play and never have. I never picked it up because I just didn't think I would be able to get it played very much.
Well, not with Bob in your group.
Yeah, sorry.
Super interesting way it was released too, because it was released for free online as just like a print and play, like a type of like a guerrilla marketing type strategy. And then now you can buy like official cards for it now that more people are aware of it. But it originally started as just a free to download game.
That's really interesting.
I did not know that.
The more you know.
All right. Well, I thought I might have the oldest game on this list, but you've already beat me. That was released in 2013. My number 5 came out in 2014. For those that don't know, I am a huge fan of Stefan Feld games.
What?
For a while, when we started doing this live stream, I would try to get a Stefan Feld game on every single list we did because I thought it was funny. And then I stopped doing that because all I was talking about was Stefan Feld games. But I have not played La Isla since 2015.
Ooh, I think I did get this one.
This is one of his lighter designs. This has now also been remade in the City series as Vienna, which with
No, I have Venice. Sorry.
I don't even know if the new version is prettier, but ultimately what this is a multi-use card set collection game. And what you're doing is you're kind of like trying to do research on these different animals that are these like endangered animals that are out on the board. So you're taking these adventurers and putting them out here and trying to surround these animals. And then when you do so, you move those animals up this track, and that's your point modifier. My favorite thing about this game, for what is a fairly basic rule set, is the multi-use card action selection system, because one of the cards you're going to use for its action, one of them you're going to use as a resource, and then the other one you tuck into your player board, and it becomes a special power that you get to use for the rest of the game. But you can only hold 3. So it's a really interesting decision. After you've got 3 of them, you've got to replace one of them. And all of the abilities just feel really interesting, and you can create these really cool synergies between them. And I think it's kind of an underappreciated Stefan Feld game. So I kind of hate that it has been 10 years since I have played this. So La Isla, my number 5. Real quick, I want to look at Vienna because I own La Isla, and I'm like, I'm not rebuying a game I already have. I just won't do that.
What if you just forget that you own?
There you go.
Trade it away. Then you can just buy it again.
No, not a game like these Queen City series games are like $100, most of them, or at least they are at retail. And then they finally drop them down to 60 to be able to sell them.
Yeah,
because they shouldn't be going for $100.
That's not $100 for the production value right there.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of how a lot of these started, in my opinion.
But the beige.
A lot of beige.
Right. The original game looks better.
Yeah.
Yeah, that board design is cool.
And I like games based on like real events and like cities and places, but like I don't know. I think the sort of like collecting information about like endangered animals is cooler to me.
Yeah,
and
I like that theme better.
And it comes in the box is like pretty compact too. It's like a medium
Well,
size
classic
box.
Ravensburger, right?
Yeah, it is a smaller box, but it was famously, if you get on BGG and look at all the negative comments on La Isla, it's all like it's too colorful, like not enough beige.
Not enough.
So I mean, they're just answering the demand of the public.
Beige and tan, great for everything but suits.
Just ask Obama. Oh
That's
Lord,
right.
man, that was like World War
I don't
III.
know why you would do that. Anyways.
Man, that's back when presidential scandal was a real scandal.
Color your suit.
Oh boy.
Hello.
All right. So now I guess we're back to Bob for number 4.
All right. Oh, that was perfect. So for my number 4, apparently I just need to live closer to Jason because basically pick a Lacerda. You know, Rococo, Lisboa, Vinhos. Like, I want to play more Lacerda games. Like, I have.
It's not a Lacerda game.
What? Oh, sorry, it's an Eagle Griffin game. Well, Lisboa, Vinhos, and what was the other one?
Is it? I don't think it's called Vinhos.
Yeah, it is.
I think it's Vinos.
I think it's Vinos.
Or it's Vinhos. Escape Plan. I would love to, like that one. That's a Lacerda also. But no, I love Lacerdas. They take a long time to play, and if you don't play them for like 2 years, you forget how to play it. It's a whole relearn the game process. So yeah, there you go.
His newest one, Speakeasy, that theme is like resonates super hard with me. So
I got that one coming in the mail. I have
excellent.
It is.
It is excellent. I love it.
I have yet to play Lacerda, so
On Mars I've only played like a half a time. I'd like to play that again. Inventions we've played. I really enjoyed that.
I like Inventions a lot, but I was never going to get it to the table.
Exactly.
I was like the theme of CO2.
I haven't played that one.
I'm
sitting here trying to click on your thing, trying to see what that is.
I really like the idea of it. It's like a semi-cooperative where you're trying to manage global warming, essentially.
Oh, so it's a hoax game.
Yeah, you should play Lacerda's Flat Earth game after this.
Yes, right. Well, look at the board. I mean, obviously it's flat.
Yeah, clearly. This is an accurate representation of
Hey, if you play Globetrotters, they have individual actual globes you write on. So,
I have that. I haven't played it yet, though. It is a very cool design.
I'll look forward to his 2026 release, Controlled Demolition.
Oh, man, that was like me in my 20s in relationships. It was. All right, I'll get into my number 4 then. So I'm going to stay kind of on theme with sort of the tactical skirmish games that I really like. It's just hard to get them to the table because most of them are like 2, maybe 4 players if you play like as teams. But again, if you're playing with new people, it's hard to play these games as like a one-off, I guess is what I'm saying. You know, you can just throw Catan on the table, you know what I mean? And everybody can play Catan and no big deal. And it's not that hard to teach. And then, you know, people like Bob will never want to play it again.
Right.
But some of these skirmish games, like for people to, again, feel competitive, and I don't want to go and play it with people that it's their lifestyle game because I have too many other games to go play. That I can't just like sit and like obsess over it because I used to play Warhammer a lot, so I really like these kind of games. But I'm going with God Tier. I've got a ton of stuff for God Tier. I've got to play it. I think it's amazing, and it's really cool. But I just, you know, and I don't want to get rid of it. Like that's the other thing because if my son or my daughter ever decide like, hey, I want to get into this, I'm gonna be like, let's freaking go because I've got to have
each other with this.
He's ready.
Like, yeah, I will have everything, and I will like I knew this day would come. You know, but until that day, yes. But until that day, it's gonna sit over there and take up a shelf, and I love it. And I look at it and I sigh longingly because I mean, the minis are great, the art's great. It's really not that hard to learn, but again, to get people that are going to want to be into that, it's like it's an event game, right? Come over and we're gonna play this. Like that's what we're doing.
All the super asymmetrical, so you got to kind of know how to play it and lead into their strengths.
But you're not rolling into like a meetup and being like, "Hey, I got God's here in my bag. If anybody wants to play."
Yeah.
So that's my number 4. That's how fingers and numbers work. That's my number 4.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was a little because this I traded you all that, right?
You did.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we actually got to play it, and I was like, man, that was a lot of fun. But,
yeah. Yeah, because we played it with Greg.
Yeah, I don't remember what I got for it.
Let's see. There's 2.
That's how you know it was a good
boxes.
trade. Is you know what you traded away, but you don't know what you got for it.
Yeah.
I don't remember what I gave you for it. I don't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't remember what it was.
Must be a game you don't get to play enough.
Probably.
No doubt.
Probably. There's a lot of those.
Wait, did I trade you Evil High Priest for that?
What was it?
Evil High Priest.
Was that part of that trade?
Maybe.
I thought I've had that longer than that.
Maybe. I don't remember. Man, you talk about games you regret trading. God dang it. I mean, look.
I don't know what you got for that.
Doesn't matter. I'm glad Bob's got it because I know we can play it. But
yeah,
anyways,
you know it ain't going anywhere.
Yeah. Exactly right. Exactly right.
Yeah.
All right. So my number 4 is going to beat the record for oldest on the list here, Mike. So I'm going to usurp Nick here, and it's going to be Pitch Car.
Oh, wow.
And the reason this one's on my list is because nobody I know owns it. Otherwise, I would play it more often. This one we played one time at a board game cafe by us, and I'm not sure I would have ever picked this box up. I don't think I ever would have said this looks like something I wanted to play, but knowing Nick and his ingenious, like, hey, we're just going to put this on the table and get everybody to start playing a game. He set this up and everybody had a blast. We had people all over that cafe looking at our table going, what are you playing?
Yes, that's the best.
An absolute blast. It's essentially if you don't know what Pitch Car is, it's essentially a crokinole racing game. Yeah. So you set up a track, you've got a little wooden disc that's got your car on it, and you flick it. And it either hits a bumper rail and goes far, or hits a bumper rail and flies off the table on the open track and goes back to where you started, or bumps into somebody else. And those, as you can see, those tracks are puzzle pieces. And when this game came out in 95, they released like a whole bunch of extra tracks with ramps and expansions. You can make insane. I've seen some people on Facebook put out like a track on a table that launches to another table that's lower, that launches to another, like to the ground. Yeah. Like you can get pretty crazy with this. And I wish I knew somebody who owned it because we had so much fun. So that's why this one's on here. Yeah, look, stuff like that. Like it is super fun. I wish I owned it. It is not hard to get to the table. It's super easy to explain. So it's going to be different than everything else on this list. But yeah, that's my number 4.
Are the aftermarket ones expensive? Or
yes, yeah, highly. I think the last time I checked, like the base was like 80, going for 80 or something like that. So
wow,
way more than what you'd actually want to spend on something like this. But
yes, yeah, but it seems like it would be not difficult. Maybe if only we knew some like publishers that could like,
right. Yeah, but it is. I hold it in the same regard as I hold Tumbling Dice with you guys.
Yeah.
Like it's a game that is kind of like a group of people can just be like, this is the game that like we all want to play at the end of the night type of a thing. It's really neat. And if I had half a brain for 3D printing, I just make one myself, but I don't.
Sure.
So it's super cool. But yeah, that's my number 4.
That's cool.
My number 4 is Star Wars Outer Rim. Yeah. I love the theme of this game. It is just the different like missions and quests that you go on, going through these like multiple tier like checks and things like that, finding all your favorite characters all around the galaxy in the Outer Rim. It's a fairly like bare bones pick up and deliver game, but it's just got lots of content to it that makes it this really long kind of experience for what it is. But it's just like if you love Star Wars and want to like dive deep into that world, like this game gives you that in spades. But it's just that's the issue is it's a lot to get to the table, lots of pieces, lots of things to explain, and or a game that is I think fairly simple in what you actually do to play it. There's just a lot there to like explain the world and to get people who really just want to spend 2 hours in Star Wars. So
right.
Still waiting to play the expansion with you, bud.
No, I know. Me too. I haven't gotten it to the table yet with the expansion. So
the only time I've played this, it was our like 2 a.m. like time after everybody else had gone to bed. We were like, "Hey, do you still want to play?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's show it to me. Let's do it."
Yeah.
Yeah, I've only played this one time. Like when it comes to like Star Wars theme for me, I like Rebellion. I don't know if you've played Rebellion yet, but yeah, I love how that one plays out.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's up there with those in just getting kind of that oozing of theme. If you want to be Han Solo, you play this game. If you want to enjoy, the big galactic politics, epic space opera, Rebellion will give you all of that. And so they have some great games. It's just they are they're a bit to get to the table. So, yeah, that's my number 4.
I still got to play that one. All right, my number 4. For those that don't know, Stefan Feld is my favorite designer. And when we first started up the live stream, I would always try to put one of his games on our list. And then all of my lists had his games in it. So my number 4 is Merlin by Stefan Feld. Now, this is the only one on my list I actually don't own. Bob and I were taught this one by Jason Smith from the Board Game Mechanics, and Bob bought a copy of it.
About the big box.
First Stefan Feld game he put in his collection.
Yep.
This is a roll and move game that actually works. Because what you're actually doing is rolling, and you're going to move your guy around this circle, and that's going to...
That's a round table, Mike, just so you know.
Yes, which is also circular. But
you heard it here first, folks. Round is circular.
Yes.
More lies,
man.
Which I think they realized that just that action selection system alone was probably a little bit too limiting, and then so they added the Arthur expansion, which is the white figure over here. He's the other action that you can choose to do, so you do get more than one action on your turn or options for actions, and there is some mitigation with that allows you to pick like action spaces that are adjacent. But it is definitely a point salad Stefan Feld game where you've also got like you're trying to defend your own castle, so there's a bit of that sort of crisis management that you're doing that a lot of Stefan Feld games have. But this one, I just thought it was clever. It felt different than a lot of his other games. And I thought the theme really worked well. Plus, I think that Dennis Lohausen art in this one really kind of shines as well.
Yeah, it fits.
So, yeah, the bits look nice also.
Mm-hmm. It's one of those Queen games that actually worth the price of admission.
Yeah, it's definitely got a lot going on. It's medium heavy. What do they give this one? Probably a 3-4, 3-1. All right. But it's definitely got a few things going on. You're not going to show this to somebody that's only played a handful of games. That's for sure.
You know what's ironic is 3-4 is how tall I look standing next to Eric. 3'4".
Accurate. So there you go.
Yeah, a couple people at Grand Con asked me if I was taking you to Isengard.
Yeah. Oh shoot! I knew I should have worn shoes that day. Oh damn it! Damn these hairy feet. That's so good. I love it.
All right, that means we're back to Bob for number 3.
Oh yeah.
I heard geese with a rake.
I love it.
So I really enjoy worker placement games. I also enjoy games with table presence. One of the first games that I got super hyped on when we started up the channel, I got to play it a lot back then. Don't get to play it very much anymore. But After the Empire is fantastic. I love that central board where your worker placement's going out there and you're gathering your resources. But then you have your player board and that 3D castle, you know, with your walls and your towers, and you're upgrading them to stone, and you have all like the health bits on them, and you can like, you know, you're collecting back and you can put them back out there as you rebuild and whatnot. Then you have your archers and your warriors, and you're defending those sides, and man, it's just so much fun. Like I really like this game, and haven't had a chance to play it in probably going on 2 years maybe since I played it. I guess maybe only 1 year, but
no, Origins 2 or 3 years ago.
That's
when we played it with Evan.
Played it. Yeah, it's been a while. I imagine if I took it to some more meetups, I'd get it to the table more. So it's partially on me that I haven't actually got a chance to play it because
it's 100% on you.
Yeah. When I took it, people would see it like, "Whoa, I want to play that," and we would play it. And I need to get it played again. It's been too long.
And now you're like, I don't take this game anywhere. I can't believe nobody will play it with me.
I know, right? Why won't everybody play that game that's sitting back on my shelf?
Evan, also somebody that would probably be watching the show on a normal Wednesday, except he's going to QSCon this year.
I know. He learned we weren't going to be there, so he figured this was his year.
This was the year. He's like, guys, Bob's going to get another injury, and he's going to hit me up for some medical assistance.
Yeah, if he wants free medical attention again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although he did get some pain out of that, and so I think he enjoyed that. That's like better than money.
Well, you had to pay him somehow.
That's right. And it paid him in suffering.
You did. You did. It was delightful. Man, that was a fun thing to watch. All right. Okay. So my number 3 is a deck building territory control game that just does it right. I love this freaking game. I traded for my own copy. I had to get first edition because that's the version. That's the version I wanted with the right components, but great art and everything. D&D themed game, and I am talking about Tyrants of the Underdark. This game was great. I love this game.
Yep.
I just, it kind of like me giving Bob a hard time. I've just not like pushed to get this played more because I totally should. But kind of some of the problem is like when we go out and play stuff, I'm trying to play new things. So for the show, that's going to be my excuse. I'm going to stick to it. But but this game's so good. I'll play it at the drop of a hat. I just absolutely love it. There's even some modularity with it, as far as like building up like what villains you're going to be going up against, or what, not villains, what kind of themes of the decks or the characters you're going to like be able to get and stuff. So there's different things you can do to kind of also calibrate replayability in there. But
it's actually played at meetups sometimes. Like it's been played, I think, twice at some of the meetups. Somebody else brings a copy. It's first edition. Yeah, Tim could really show up to some of those.
Listen, I got kids. I got a wife that I'm trying to keep desperately.
Yeah. Good luck at that.
Don't. I hope she's not watching. Just kidding. Just kidding. I was like, thump. Like, she heard me. But no, this game's really good, and I'm glad that people are still playing it. That makes me really happy. So that's great to hear.
It's just got that really interesting like push-pull of, man, that card is super strong. I want to leave it in my deck so I can use the ability. But if I call it, it's worth a ton of points later on. Like
so many points.
Love that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I love that aspect of the game as well. Like it's a really great way to strategically cull your deck. So
sweet.
Alrighty. My number 3 is a 2-player game. And if you were to ask me what I think is the most thematic game I've ever played, where I feel like I'm actually doing the thing that the game sets out to do, I'd say this is the top of my list, and that is Lawyer Up.
Oh, I want to play this.
So I've played this, I believe, one time with Alicia, but the person I played this the most with is by far is Nick. We both love this game. I think it just is tremendous in building its atmosphere and making you think like you're building a defense or a prosecution against a witness. It's got multiple different themes through the expansions of doing different trials. Like there's a divorce trial, there's a murder trial, there's an art thief trial. There's like they even take you to like a mob hit where you're actually like executing members of the jury throughout the court case.
Oh, wow.
A Salem witch trial where you're burning witches trying to get through all
more
the
witches.
Oh, witches.
It is tremendous. I love this game. We get it to the table about once a year. And I just wish criminally, I wish we should get it to more, pun intended. I love it. It is super cool how you're cooperatively essentially working together to build two different decks and then bury cards you don't want your opponent to have into buried evidence at the beginning. So you're setting up the discovery. So you're kind of seeing it's like a mutual draft. You each draw 3 cards from a main deck, which is from the case. And then you put one in your deck, you put one into buried evidence, and then you put one into your opponent's deck. So you're simultaneously building each other's decks. So you kind of know what's coming, and then you're trying to win witnesses, or you might forfeit a witness. You can't win because it's not as good of a bonus, and it might give you the judge's favor to object to something they're going to do later. It is just everything was thought out. I don't have a single complaint about it. I love it. It's only 2 players, so it's a little harder to get to the table that way. And it's a meatier 2-player game. It really doesn't play like a whole lot else. But if you're like, hey, do you want to play a game where you feel like you're a lawyer? It does absolutely everything you'd want it to do. So yeah, that's why this is on. I think even if I did get this to the table more, I'd still put this on my list. This needs to be the table more than that because it's one of my favorites.
It sounds awesome. I'd love to play this game.
Yeah. Oh, those cards are 4. I don't think I could read those.
There's newer versions of this too now, right? Like a Lawyer Up Season 2.
Yeah, so it's essentially just an expansion with new cases. So you can just buy Season 2, but Season 2 came with a bigger box that holds out all the cases in it. So I have all the content. But yeah, so Season 2 is just a big box expansion essentially. But you can buy it. It sits on its own. You can just play that one if you wanted to.
I was really hoping Season 2 was going to be like, well, you have to have Season 1 to play it. And it's overpriced. Apropos of nothing. I just think that's a way that a lot of companies should go. I think that's a good direction.
They're all going that way now.
Side note, this box art is awful.
They completely changed the feeling.
So that's for like the Vice City case. So each one of the cases has a totally different artist is done in theme of the case. I'm not saying I disagree with you, but that is why that one looks the way it does.
Gotcha.
It was intentional, right? Yeah.
Gotcha.
I'm not sure that makes
somebody lock up that artist.
Oh,
sorry.
Oh,
that poor baby.
Wait a minute. Hold on. It's going to zoom in too close. Oh, no, it didn't. That is a potato face.
So should we just end the show now?
Could love.
So we don't have to listen to the rest of Mike's bad jokes and his Feld picks.
Well, I mean, we can. We've suffered enough with Tim's bad jokes and his horribly themed lists. I think we'll be all right.
My list has been solid tonight. I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, it's the dozens of other ones where we've derailed that I'm talking about.
And if you're a fan of Phoenix Wright, you can shout "I object" during the game, and that's a lot of fun as well.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. Objection. Yeah. So my number 3 is a game that I know I think there's probably several reasons why it doesn't get to the table, but I think more on it's not played enough side of things is why it's on my list. It's Oath, Chronicles of Empire and Exile. I think it's a game that, I mean, it's designed to play multiple times with a similar group, but not a campaign game. Like, it can be plug and play, different people here and there. But I think it shines best when you get to see the world change between the different games. And kind of write down the chronicle and kind of the story of this empire that you're a part of, and it's just one of those things where it's like it would have to be a lifestyle game in order to, I think, get the most out of it that you would want. And I just don't, it's a game that I love to enter in, and we'll probably get to, I get to play like once or twice a year. But it's just, I'm not able to dedicate the amount of time or plays that it would in order to get kind of the good marrow out of it that I think that it intended.
Doesn't that kind of suck? Like, I mean that, like, man, I just wish that I could dig into this the way that it deserves to be dug into.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Cole Worley is probably my favorite designer, and this is one that I just like. I think out of any of his designs, it's just a world that I love. That Kyle Farron is like, really, you get to see just like so much art, and I think just the cards create these like very thematic, like big moments. I think some of our game designs have really, like, because of this game and some of the swings that it tries to take with those, have really inspired me to like find those ways to bring big moments and things that are memorable when a player plays, the game, that it evokes that kind of feeling.
Sure.
And this does that. I know it's kind of like a you either like it or you hate it, and kind of game. And so, but I just absolutely adore it and wish I could put the time, play it enough that it deserves, but it's just not feasible.
I still have this new one, Shrink, over here on the shelf.
Yeah. I know. Oh, we'll have to play it sometime.
There you go.
It would be good.
I think this is one of the games, having played it with you, Nick, that really helps me understand. Nick has a really eloquent way of approaching game design, of seeing the way a person plays a game through the lens of a movie, and seeing it like an arc. Like, how does the arc of the game play? Like, where do you want the climax? Where do you want the tension? Nick does a really good job of discerning that when we're designing games. And it really didn't click for me how he sees things until playing Oath. And Oath really does like show me like where, based on how people play, where that climax, like rise and fall of tension happens. And so like basing that understanding off of how we approach game design of like, hey, what needs to be tweaked based on where we want the player experience to be, has really kind of opened my mind to where our designs go that way. So I credit that game for that, for sure.
I have to say, because I've heard you talk about games like that before, and I have never heard anybody else talk about game design like that. And I think that's really, really interesting. And at least to my knowledge, a unique approach. Maybe other designers do it, but I've just never heard them bring it up and explain it that way. So I think that's really neat. And just wanted to kind of point that out and highlight it. Because also, right, you guys having insight into each other's sort of goals and drives also is what makes a good team, and you got, so anyways.
Thank you. Yeah. No, I appreciate that. It's something we strive for. We set out like any other business has some sort of like business goals. Like we put out, hey, what are the Keybee goals? What defines a Keybee design? And kind of re-referencing that, because people talk about all the time, like, do you hit writer's block? Or one of the most frequent is kind of those questions is like, what happens when a design isn't working? And that's kind of what we do, is we point back to our Keybee, like what makes the Keybee game, and remind ourselves, like, is this not working because it's not hitting one of our tenets, so to speak? And it does a really good job. I'll credit Nick a lot for kind of, hey, at the end of the day, a game needs to be fun. And what drives fun is player experience. And so, yes, like we may need to balance this or tweak end game goals, but like, what does that mean from a user experience? Like, where do we want the fun? Where do we want the tension? And just kind of nailing that home it makes it easier.
Yeah. Yeah. It comes through. I think it shows. I think it shows.
Good pick.
Yeah, that's my number 3.
Yeah. That's one I've always wanted to play and just wasn't sure I'd ever be able to get it to the table.
All right, Mike.
All right, so my number 5. For those that don't know, I am a big fan
number
of
5
games. Oh yes, number 5. I'm going back in time.
Oh goodness,
he's just reading the script from number 5 again.
Yeah,
they all start out.
Listen, the first time he did it, I thought, wait a second, do I have deja vu? Then I was like, oh, I get what's happening here.
Yeah. So for those that don't know, I'm a big fan of Stefan Feld games, and for a while we started doing this live show, and I put all his games on his list, and I stopped doing that for a while. But this one is Bruges. So Bruges is another multi-use card game, and this actually went out of print for like a long time. This was highly coveted, I think, partially because it was out of print, and one of the expansions for it was even harder to find. And well, because it's a Z-Man game, and all their games go out of print eventually. But Bruges, great multi-use card game. Excellent use of browns and beige, as you can see. This is one I picked up the reprint. So this is one of the few where I thought the City Series version was actually better. Hamburg looks far more appealing on the table. And they actually have included that hard to find expansion. And I picked this up earlier this year, and I just can't wait to get this one played again, because I haven't played Bruges in probably 10 years.
Wait, so you played Bruges, but you haven't actually played Hamburg?
It is the almost exact same game, except that they added the expansion inside of the box.
Hey, Mike, who designs this?
Stefan Feld designed this.
I've never heard of him. Is he?
Very well-known German designer. Got probably 30 games under his belt by now. This all started when I first got into games. I was watching a lot of Rahdo runs through, and at that time, this was probably 2013, 2014. He was just really talking up Castles of Burgundy. That's one of my all-time favorite games. It will not make this list because I have played a lot, including hundreds of times online, which is still not enough. But Hamburg is my number 3. I think the fun part about this list, my favorite part about this list, is that Tim can't say anything about these games because he knows nothing about them. This is my favorite part of this list so far.
I know everything about them because I hear you talk about them all the time.
No, these are the ones that I don't get to play.
Sure. I'm just waiting for Bora Bora to be on the list.
Boring.
No, I've played that one a lot. That one's great. Spoiler. All right, back to Bob for numero dos.
All right. So when we were discussing what this list was going to be, I had a package show up at my door, and it was for seasons 3 and 4 of this game. That is not on my list because I have yet to play them. But season 1, I have played twice. Season 2, I have played once, and it is not near enough. I want to play Perseverance way more. I think it's a super cool games, like series of games. So like episode 1, there's like this cruise ship that crashes onto this island. And in the first game, you're kind of just building this like beachhead, and then all of a sudden these dinosaurs are coming in and attacking. So you're building up defenses and trying to prevent them from coming in and destroying your settlements that you have. Episode 2, you're starting to kind of venture out a bit more. You've got a city, village kind of established already. You're venturing out more into the jungle. You're starting to use some of the dinosaurs as almost beasts of burden types of things. Episodes 3 and 4, I don't know why I haven't had a chance to play them yet, but I'm super excited. The box is big and beautiful. It comes with one of those instruction books on how to put everything away, which I love that Mind Clash game does. But Perseverance episodes 1 and 2 are super cool, very thematic, awesome pieces. It looks complicated, but like a lot of Mind Clash games, like there's that language in iconography, and once you've learned what that iconography means, like the game makes sense. You can see it. Okay, that means this. This is what I do. This is how I do it. They do a really good job at doing those types of things. And so that's where you can see like the defenses there. You put your people out there to defend, and then those dinosaurs are kind of making their way down. Barricades will stop a certain amount. The people will stop a certain amount, and then any dinosaurs that are left trample onto the settlements that, it could be yours, it could be other people. Sometimes you kind of want to let dinosaurs stampede over a certain area because somebody has all the good spots and you want them to trample it. You're like, oh, look, it's open now. I can build something there. So there's that kind of like push and pull where you're trying to work together sometimes, or just let somebody get overrun a little bit because they're kind of, doing too good. But yeah, it's just really enjoyable. Want to play it more.
Yeah, it's
Would
good.
You say that this kind of the mechanics for the different seasons works kind of like the Shem Phillips games do, where like the West Kingdom games like build upon how like you play mechanisms wise?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, it's mostly worker placement, but like there's like adventures and stuff you can send people on, and like once you learn, like the iconography can be congruent. Like it'll go through like the whole thing. Like certain actions you're taking in each season, and you'll see that same icon throughout, right? But then there'll be new things that'll be added, and some things that won't be in there. So
sure,
yeah. Okay. Like you don't have to play 1 to play 2, but if you play 1, then there'll be some familiar elements.
Yeah, makes sense.
That's cool.
That just showed up in my house, man. I'm super excited.
Really just makes me think of the video game art.
Yeah.
Does remind me a lot of that. Art's great.
Yeah. And so 3 or 4, you're really exploring the island more. You can see how they're riding some of the dinos around and using them as like horses and cattle and whatnot. And yeah.
Do they milk them?
What?
Do they milk them? I mean, you said they use them as cattle.
They do. They have nipples, so I'd imagine you can.
Right. You can milk anything with nipples.
That's right.
Speaking of nipples, let's get into my number 2.
What? Because it's gonna suck.
Oh, you're gonna eat those words there, buddy.
Uh-oh. It's a Stefan Feld game.
Dude, you know what? I seriously thought about like just Googling stuff, like finding all this Stefan Feld games and just start like stealing Mike's thunder. No, but I know Mike likes this game, and that this game could have been on Mike's list if he wasn't doing a thing. And I respect the thing. Commit to the bit.
Yeah, Tim does the thing, so it's fine.
I do. Yeah. So Mike wants to have the fun. That's fine. I'll let him have the fun. I love a great 4X game with asymmetric player powers, and this game has table presence like none other. You've got 3D structures, huge player boards where you're going to customize your own factions and everything like that, and they all work the same but differently, and it's so cool. And I am talking about Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea, baby. So, Mike,
not what I thought.
Does this game suck?
No.
Only to put on a shelf.
Had I known you were going to pick this game, there's a little bit of an inside joke there. Go on.
Yeah, had I known, I would have taken my whole list back. This game. Oh, go on, Mike. What are you gonna say?
Oh no, I was just gonna say I complained earlier today about finally organizing my collection after getting this from a flea market.
Yeah.
It doesn't fit in the Calic, so I now feel that pain.
Yeah.
Anyway, as you were.
No.
Well, you need a box throne, Mike.
Yeah, box throne. But no, this game is so freaking fun. Really good. And but yeah, it's 4X. You can explore, you can take out an enemy base. I forget what the other ones are. There's like resource win and a
exploit
win. Yeah. Anyways, so many good factions. They're really unique. And again, you've got like these little cardboard ships and boats and everything that you're gonna assemble. You could even play with like the bird faction. So you literally have you put a tile like on these stands, and their home area is up in the clouds, and so you need to have airships to get up to there. There's an underwater faction, which you put like a blue clear piece over it so it's underwater, and then you have to have the subs to go down there. Oh, it's so good. It's so cool.
This is the Scott Elms design, right?
Yes, this is the tiny epic game that I like.
Yeah.
It's gargantuan. Yeah.
I remember being skeptical about this because I was like, wait, this is Gamelin, right? Wait, this is Scott Holmes, right? Wait, doesn't he have like a dozen small box designs under his belt? And now he's like, we're gonna try this now. I'll just wait. I'll wait till reviewers talk about this. I'll wait till I can play somebody else's copy. And then I played it once with Tim and a couple other mutual friends and loved it. This is my favorite 4X game. It's really, really good.
That's why when you started to talk trash, I was like, oh, you're going to eat your words. I know you like this one. I know you like this one.
This was one of the first games I thought of for my list. No question. But I knew this would hit yours. It was an obvious omission for me.
So Mike, I was originally going to use this as an honorable mention. And then when I saw where your list was going and knew it was safe, I was like, okay, it's going to number 2. No, I mean, if Mike were doing a thing, not like that he is, but if he was.
No, not at all.
So, like, I'm potentially everybody just stepping on Mike's list by having this on here. So, Mike, my apologies for stealing what I think might be your number 1 or 2.
Yeah, I still have this in shrink in the shipping box.
It's, yeah. Bob tried to get me to buy it off of him several times, and then
I was going to trade you for your copy of
Dwellings of Eldervale.
Problem is, I don't want to get rid of Dwellings of Eldervale. So now that it's available for your Andromeda's Edge, so
hey,
that's a no for me, Doug.
Yeah.
Also does not fit in Calyx.
Yes, it does.
Does it?
Yeah.
I think it's like one of the boxes I always put on top of my shelf because I love the box art. So
it looks good. It looks cool. Now it is longer, so if you try to push it up against a wall, it might stick out a little bit, but it fits in the shelf.
Yeah, it's in the cube behind you there. I see it.
Yeah. Well,
I never even tried.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. That's fine.
Well, Andromeda's the same thing, but just taller.
Oh, so it's like Eric?
Yes, right. It's Eric version.
Like it's the same thing.
It's
the same thing, but it's taller. All right. Speaking of Eric.
So speaking of changing lists or adjusting your list, I originally had a different game as my number 2 here, but my wife so eagerly texted me because she remembered my list and told me of one I forgot to include. So I changed my number 2 rather rapidly. My number 2 is Spectre Ops.
Oh gosh, I love Spectre Ops so much.
So as I said at the beginning, each game is on the list for a different reason. The reason this one doesn't get played is because of my own damn fault. Every time I've played this game, I have always been the secret agent. I play it with new people. I absolutely destroy them, and no one ever wants to play it again. So the most recent time I played this game, I was literally never seen one time. I won, and they never once found me, and everybody else had a miserable time, and I had the best time of my life.
Yeah.
But Emerson Matsushi makes amazing games. This is the theme, just like drew me in right away. Cool. Plaid Hat's production value on this is super cool. I love the spot UV on the board. Yes. I love the idea of like augmented agents trying to secretly invade a facility, and then these like police officers that are also augmented trying to find you with their secret abilities.
Yeah,
super cool minis. It's one of the only games I've actually painted the minis for.
Nice.
So just love the lore. I'm still waiting for them to reprint the second the expansion, because apparently there's like a big mistake on the board where they doubled the numbers, which like you need to know to play, and their solution was originally to give you stickers, but then those spaces look differently because they're not spot UV, and so I'm just to repaint the expansion. But love this game. Does not get to the table more, but it is the only reason it doesn't get to the table more is because of me. So
Bob, I'm gonna put you on the spot real quick. Are you going to Keybee Con, Bob? Like at all?
That is the plan.
You are going. Are you just going Saturday, or are you going like the whole time?
That depends on the Winston situation.
Okay. So Bob, you and I need to play this game with Eric.
Oh, I would love to. I would love to.
Because,
but he does not get to be the hidden person.
Oh, so you're saying I get to be the hidden guy?
I mean, if you want to lose, you can be the hidden.
No, well, you would not give that up. Don't pretend. Don't be nice.
I mean,
Bob is
I'll
like,
do it.
oh, right.
Twist his arm. Twist his arm.
Yeah. Great pick, man.
Thank you.
Great
Yes,
pick.
for those of
Love
you
hidden
uninitiated, it's a 1 versus many hidden movement. So one player has this pad of paper where they choose where they're moving secretly. They don't actually move on the board. Everybody else plays these police officers trying to find you before you get to 3 different locations and like hit a switch essentially. You reveal yourself when you hit one of those locations, so they do have an opportunity to try to get you or find where you're close to. But as you can see, there's a car that the police officers can ride around in and get around quicker. There's all sorts of like cool zany abilities like smoke bombs and decoys and all sorts of things you can do. But it's you basically put your character on the board when you enter other people's line of sight, if you ever enter their line of sight. But super fun, super thematic. Love this game.
Love it.
Great pick.
Thank you.
That could be on my list.
Man, I had a thing and I totally forgot what I was going to say. Never mind. Anyways, great pick. Love it.
Thank you.
Nice. My number 2 is oftentimes among our friends, there's not a lot of big fans of negotiation games. And you gotta stick yourself out there and make deals. And if you're not making deals, then then oftentimes doesn't help to get left behind. So that's why this doesn't get here, but I love this game. This game is called Moonrakers.
Yeah.
Oh, haven't played. Yes.
It's great.
Love Moonrakers. It's a nice, like, simple deck builder, and I like this kind of like tree that you build out to complete these missions. But you're working with each other, trying to see who can join you on these missions, and and negotiate the rewards that you would earn from them, and so there's a bit of king making as you get to the end, and so you have to make sure that you're kind of strong enough towards the end that you can complete some of these missions on your own. So just a lot of the meta above board, kind of things probably affects this one, why it doesn't get to the table as often. But I absolutely love this game, and would love to get it more and more to the table.
Nice.
Even though I've made a whole list of dry Euros, I absolutely love negotiation games. I played this once and just freaking fell in love with it. I really like how you're kind of customizing your ship to produce resources that makes you a good trade partner for people, so that you can offer those resources to be part of those missions.
Yeah.
It's just a really clever mix of mechanics of building this deck that's actually your ship, and trying to find people that offer the resources that you need to finish these missions. It's a really, really unique game.
Yeah, and it's neat because you can specialize in different things. You can be like, I'm really, really good at combat missions. And so you're like, if you want to succeed at this combat mission, take me on it. I can guarantee that's the case, and you get to know a little bit of information because kind of your starting hand, and so you're like, I'm pretty sure I can help us, and so people have to kind of trust you whether or not that's the case. But really, there's not a lot of like what I like about it is there's not like any sort of like take that in all of the negotiations. There's no reason for you to like lie about like, oh yeah, I can make this, because if you can't make it, then you just don't get it and you kind of skip a turn. Yeah. And so if you're getting yourself to get on there, then you want to make sure that you at least have a chance to do it. So
right.
I really love just the whole space of what you can do with it, and the economy in it, and it's just a good fun all around time. And yes, like Brandon said, there's Ivy Studios does lots and lots of nice components, and
Gorgeous.
they love their holo.
Yeah,
And
their designs are gorgeous.
yeah, and so
some of the
holos
best
are so cool.
Some of the best stuff.
Yeah,
their component quality is off the charts too. All their games, man, they're just
everything looks beautiful. They do everything right.
yeah.
Good pick, Nick. This is a good one.
Yeah,
I love how you're
great.
forced to negotiate. Like you really can't win the game by yourself, and so there is a crucial point where you're like, okay, I can finally do this by myself. But before that, like it is the fact that you're forced to work with people, really, really clever.
As long as I don't have to work with Tim.
Well, about that.
All right,
Mike.
All right.
Shock us, Mike. Shock us.
Yeah, my number 2. All right, for those who don't know, my name is Mike, and I'm doing this thing tonight where like my entire list is Stefan Feld games.
What?
Take a shot every time Mike says Stefan Feld.
Oh, good Lord.
I'm dead.
Sounds like I'm calling off work tomorrow.
My number 2 is a 2016 release that plays nothing like his other games, and it has not been rethemed and reprinted. And this is the Oracle of Delphi. I think this was one of the first games he came out with that was not a point salad. And to my knowledge, this is the only one that is a
good one.
Brain part. You would know. You haven't played any of them.
Got him on that one, Tim.
He left it hanging. I gave him a 5 count, just like that dude with the drumstick. He didn't get up. He's laying there rolling around on the ground. I got him. That's it.
Not much tan in that one.
No.
No, it's colorful. It's got a dice action selection system. This is actually a pick up and deliver game that I like because there's not a ton of those where I just absolutely love them. But this one's really clever, just the way that you're rolling these dice, and they kind of drive your action selection system. There's different ways to mitigate them, and you're basically trying to do favors for these Greek gods. So you're going around picking up different things, dropping them off in different areas. But as you do more of these favors, you get better at the game. You're gradually picking up abilities and slowly getting faster at your movement and better at where you can drop. And it's just a very clever and unique game for Mr. Stefan Feld. And it is actually a race because there are no points. The first person that's able to achieve all 12 of these favors at the top of their board instantly wins and the game's over. So there's a really nice tension to the game as you see somebody start being able to get close to having those 12 favors accomplished. But this was a TMG game, so
R.I.P.
Who knows what is going to happen to this one, but it is definitely the most unique of his designs. And I haven't played it since 2017.
Wow.
Yeah, one play.
You own it? You do.
I do own it. Yeah, I picked it up really cheap, like last year.
Okay.
Yep.
There's a lot of TMG games that I've enjoyed that, like, sad they won't be reprinted.
Well, they could be because I don't, they sell off all the licensing. So it's whoever has bought the licensing or if it reverted back to the designer. I mean, so there's possibilities.
Yeah. And that could happen because Awakened Realms exists. So,
well, and the new Bonacor, Z, and who else is in on that new
Play to Z.
Play to Z. Yeah, like they are. I mean, they announced they got the Dogs of War rights. They're doing a reprint of Dogs of War, which is an old Simon game. So I think that it's not going to be unheard of that, especially with sort of the market being what it is right now. I think you're going to see a lot of known quantities because they're much more likely to succeed.
Yeah, it's easier to take a risk on something you know is going to sell versus some person who you don't know from Jack.
Right. That's why Keybee is just, struggling. I'm just kidding. with their 5+ signed games.
5 currently. That's what I like to say. 5 currently.
Yeah. Oh, and what were the numbers on that? Like, how much did you get paid? No,
As I said, you get paid. Unknown to me, I didn't think there was any sort of payment involved. I thought it was just.
Is that what Nick?
My game a reality?
Is that what Nick told you? Is that what Nick told you? You're like, Nick handles all that, and he's like, man, another one. Okay. The bright side is they're signing it, but man, nothing. As he gets in his new car and drives away, beep beep. See you, buddy. Man, I wish they'd pay us. By the way, I'm getting a gold-plated toilet installed. It's not for me. It's my wife. You know, ever since the kid, it's a little sensitive, so we gotta. You know, it's the only thing her skin doesn't react to. So you know, we had to do that.
Dogs of War, another game on my shelf of shame.
Oh, nice. Hey, see you, G3. Have a great night. Thanks for popping in.
Yeah, great.
Whichever one of you guys it was.
You guys.
Yeah.
One of the Jasons.
Yeah, maybe. Probably.
Well, you got a 33% chance of it.
Correct. It's a Jason or a Bob, right?
Yeah, it's Jason or a Bob. 66%. Yeah. All right. Man.
Actually, it would be 66.666 repeating. All right. Enough of that. Back to number 1. Repeating. Bob's number 1.
All right. So for my number 1, and I know we talked about not talking about this, but I'm going to talk about it a little bit. And I'm really hoping that I can use this platform to, I don't want to use the word guilt trip, but I'm going to use the phrase guilt trip. You guys into playing Clank Legacy more with me.
Oh my
God. I really
God.
enjoy it. I've got Legacy. I got Edition 2, the second one, lined up here in Shrink, waiting for us to finish the first one.
Let's freaking go.
You know, so maybe on Sunday when we're done filming, we can maybe film a Patreon playthrough.
I was gonna say, it sounds like some Patreon content there.
Yeah.
Sounds like some Patreon content.
So
May was our last play.
It's too long. I might have forgotten how to play by now.
Oh my God, man, the guilt trips, Bob. The guilt trips.
I know.
I've never played any of the Clanks.
What? Wait, what?
And would love to.
Okay.
Honestly, so until recently, like deck builders were really something I kind of more or less avoided. I just wasn't super interested in them. And then there's been a number of them where I was like, well, maybe I do like deck builders. But I've heard nothing but tremendous things about all the Clanks. I've just never run into anybody either A, who had them, or B, like wanted to teach them. So.
Well, again, we're talking about Keybee Con. We could just lock in like 2 games that we want to play.
Sounds
we could
great to me.
Just say pick a version of Clank you want to play: Catacombs, regular Clank, or Clank in Space.
Is the best, but up to you.
But yeah, you pick. Look at them, and let us know.
Acquisition Incorporated. Do you have that one?
That's the legacy one.
Okay.
Yes.
What they're saying,
you can play my
Eric,
finished copy if you want to.
What we're saying is you're not invited on
guy
that
in the group. You're going to absorb my legacy character, is what they're saying.
Yeah. So I've actually played through all of Legacy 1 with a buddy and had a great time with it. But then Tim had a copy. He wanted to get it played. So I'm like, bet I will play again.
Yeah.
And we started playing through it. And then I had kickstarted the second one because I had such a good time with the first one. Yeah. But I said I would keep it and wait for us to get through this and we could play it together for the show, and I'm still waiting.
Sorry to hear that.
It's anticipation.
Spoilers.
Delayed gratification.
Spoilers, you unlock stuff.
What? I didn't know, Mike. We haven't gotten that far where we've unlocked anything.
Don't be looking at that map, Mike. Don't be looking at the map.
You ruined it for me. I don't want to play anymore.
Cheating.
Damn it. We almost had one.
Where is it?
Yes, I get the tall guy in the group.
5 and oh no, man! He's giving away those hidden cards that you start with.
Yeah, that's right. And now you know you have one berserk or whatever that was said.
That wasn't even a berserk. That was like a seek and a clank.
I know it was a clank. I was trying to read the word. Did you read the word?
No, I didn't read the word.
Go back to that picture.
It's tiny on my phone.
It's a different language.
It's a different language. I don't speak.
Oh, more pork.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
More pork. We had fun. We have what was our cities were all named after.
Well, ours is the band Styx themed.
Styx.
Because as you play this game, you find secrets. So you find secret. I got a secret.
Yeah.
So my character's name is Mr. Roboto.
Mm-hmm.
Domo Arigato.
Yes.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, because we have like a Kilroy somewhere. Yeah. We got all kinds of good stuff in there.
I think it was Kilroy, not Roboto. See, I haven't played since May.
See?
I don't know if I mentioned that.
I haven't played in
I
so
already
long.
forgot my character's name.
Yeah, forgot. Man. If only we could play this game.
Shame.
Only there was a way.
Only there was a way.
I agree.
Tim was supposed to bring this to Gen Con or something.
But we would not have had time.
Still, it would have been an option.
At what table?
Because I believe I took it to Origins and we did not have time to play it at Origins.
That's different than Gen Con. Gen Con, there's a lot more free time.
Oh, yeah. That's the difference between those two.
That's what Gen Con's known for, is all the free time.
That's right. All that downtime. Yeah.
All that
Not
free
a lot
time
to
and
do.
open gaming.
Yeah, lots of room everywhere. All right, Bob, that was your number one.
That was my number one.
All right. So, again, I kind of have a tie. This is sort of for my number one.
Are they plaid?
Yeah, they're plaid. Not plaid hat, though.
Spaceball 1?
So kind of like one of the reasons for me that I don't want to say one of the reasons, a thing that helped me get friends and make friends in high school and beyond and really helped grow myself and like the gaming hobby were role-playing games. So as a whole, role-playing games, I wish I had more time for them. I am working on some stuff so that I can have more time for them and probably utilize it in a way to make content for the show and things like that, because then it's a good excuse to play as well. But role-playing games for me, I have gotten some of the best friendships I've ever had, present company Bob excluded, from role-playing games. I mean, the reason Bob and I are friends is because of role-playing games and just
and
like
Matthew.
The only thing he was good for.
That's it.
Yeah, we had a jerk guy in our group and was like, "Hey, can I bring my friend?" And then when we stopped and talking to that guy, Bob's like, "Can I still come?" And we're like, "Hell yeah, you're cool."
I barely knew the dude too. Like I played like Magic, I think, with him like twice. And he was like, "I know some people that play role playing games." I'm like, "Oh, I'd love to play some role playing games."
That's Bob's excuse. Like they were probably roommates. That's Bob's brother that he's lied about. Like and he's like, I don't have any brothers, and it's like Matthew is his brother, but he's had to commit to the lie this whole time.
That's right. All right, when they come over, I'm going to use a different accent. So make sure
but man, I just love role playing games, all shapes and sizes. I've been putting up some of the some shorts on just the YouTube shorts, just kind of going over some of the books, that I've got in my collection and things like that. A lot of them are older, and I don't mind. I like the old stuff.
Yeah.
And I'll probably grow into some of the new stuff as I find more time and get into it. But also, I have to. This is why it's a tie. Is another game that helped me become friends and build and enhance these relationships that I have and cherish is Relative Space. Oh. Not gonna lie. I mean, it's why I met Eric, and Eric is why I met Nick, and I genuinely just love you guys. You guys are awesome. I got to sit and play that game in like a dev session, and that's where I met Andrew Stiles, and that's where I met Dave and Di. And I was playing that game with Evan. Now, Evan was already cool, and I kind of knew him, but I feel like, the more you sit at a table and play games with people, like the more you get to know them and you build up these, this sort of like rapport and these relationships. And yeah, you can click that pandering. I'm going to do it. I don't care. But I genuinely mean it. And I just think that, like games, I think sometimes I'll even tie in not even just games that I wish I could play more, but like people I wish I could play more games with too. I get to see Mike and Bob once a week, and I play games with them. I would play games with them every day if I could. Like I love spending time with those guys. You guys are awesome. You're awesome to be around. Super fun. And everybody else that we talk about all the time, and the people that hop in on the show. I've had the pleasure of playing games with a lot of these people, and it's all about just building those relationships and the friendship and the fellowship you get from all of that. And great games provide that even relative space. See, I brought it back down. I walked it back. I complimented, and then I slapped.
Compliments for Nick, slaps for me. Perfect.
Yeah. Well, I can't reach you, so I'm like hitting you in the knees. It's like kneecap. But no, it's great. It's great. I love role-playing games, and I genuinely love relative space. I can't wait for it to come out. Except for all the parts that Eric designed. I thought like when I was playing it, I was like, well, Nick, clearly this is
you can see
I can see this part I can't reach. That's gotta be an Eric thing because it's on that top shelf.
Too funny.
But,
I'd say great pick, but that feels too self-aggrandizing. So,
dude, you know what? I will say that you're off the hook as far as that goes because a couple weeks ago, Mike was saying great pick after every one of his picks.
That's tremendous. I'm gonna take that.
And I don't think he realized he did it like the first time until we started picking.
Yeah, it was a great pick. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Got him with that one.
To his credit, it was a great pick. So I can't really argue the fact, but it's like, hey, you can't tell yourself great pick. But
funny.
anyways, yeah. Hell yeah, guys. Role-playing games in relative space, my number one.
Oh, thank you. Well, speaking of great picks, we'll segue to mine. Number one is actually also a tie. This is 2 games in a singular series. This is Tidal Blades 1 and 2.
Oh, okay.
So 1 doesn't get to the table just because there's so much going on. It's a long game. It's got lots to it, lots to learn. But it is, if you were to ask me to put a list together of my number one favorite art, number one favorite world for games, this is my number one. I'm currently playing through part 2 with Nick, his better half, Melissa, and then my wife, Alicia. We've played it. I think we've gotten 2 sessions in. I think we're on mission 4 or 5. So we're nowhere near through the campaign.
Sure.
Every time we bring it to the table, I have to relearn the entire games because it's been so long.
Yeah.
But I love it. It is, Mr. Cuddington is just phenomenal. I love their art. This world,
their art
awesome.
is tops. It is top notch artwork.
This world is so cool. I love the story. When they first came out with this first one, it was just a worker placement game. I was really hoping there'd be some sort of story, even if it was a storybook that they'd release. I know they released a TTRPG to go along with the world as part 2. I didn't pick that up, but I look at it every now and then because I'm like, that would be super cool just to own. But the second game, I actually have the Foreteller app with it.
Oh yeah.
So like
right
it's
on.
got officially voice acted speaking parts for all the story, which is super cool. I love it. If I had any sort of skill in painting, I'd paint the minis for this one too. It is really, really neat with time bending and just the kind of tropical nature of it. It really doesn't like feel like any other world I've like fictionally that like exists. I think that's what's so cool about it. It stands out. It's very like vibrant, which I really like because typically when you get into a dungeon crawler or a kind of world or battler like this, especially co-op one, it's typically dark or dingy or high fantasy themed. And for this to kind of take a step in a different direction, I was really, really highly on my list here.
And really lean into it. I think they did a really good job of leaning into their theme.
Yeah, they built some really cool worlds. I'd love to work with them someday. It's super cool. But yeah, Tidal Blades 1 and 2.
I feel like I had the big collector's box, the deluxe edition there.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's like because it didn't fit on the shelf anywhere. And I was just like, man, I ended up getting rid of it because it was unwieldy. Yeah. And I was able to take it to a convention, so I didn't have to worry about shipping it.
Sure. Yeah, it is sitting on top of my across 2 or 3 box thrones because it is just so long. And I do feel like the couple of times we have played it, and I love worker placement games, I do think there is just 1 or 2, maybe 3 things too much going on in the game to where you can just do one thing and never touch these other things and the game's over. And it either needed to be more rounds, which would make the game even harder to get to the table, or they needed to trim. And I think that's where they were just so excited about the world and like everything going on in the story that Mr. Cunnington had built, where they're like, we want to be in this, so we're just going to put this in here.
Yeah.
And I think you could almost make it either module, which I hate. Like that's like my least favorite word in board gaming. It's like, hey, we have an expansion, but it's modular and you can't use them all together. No, but
I think it should only be modular if you can.
Yeah, you like
should have the option,
like a Taverns of Tiefenthal.
Right,
yes.
you put them all right.
Yeah.
But I would love to step foot in this world. There should be a show about this game. Like it is one of my favorites.
Yeah, they could do an animated thing out
like an Avatar: The Last Airbender style show. That would be it for me. So
I'd watch that.
Yep, I would too.
Love it.
I just want to highlight Alicia's comment again. I definitely could have put this on the list. I love this game.
Yeah, great game.
She is a logic puzzle fiend. Any game that's got any sort of logic, so like Search for Planet X, Alchemists, the Turing Machine, Logic and Lore, all those games. She is incredible at those games and she loves them. And then the fact that it's got a worker placement element on top of that, this game is, I keep trying to convince her to get Little Alchemists only because it'll be easier to get to the table, because it has the problem that Tapestry does for her too, is like, she goes, do you want to play this game? And I'm actually going to just destroy you and it's not even close. So
right.
That's kind of the problem with them.
Do you want to watch me play this game for the next 2 hours?
That's what Tapestry turns into. We there's a story I tell people. I was like, hey, like if you ever want to play this game with her, just know that like you can get up and like have dinner and she will continue to play. Because like we played it with my sister and brother-in-law one time, and everybody had finished their fourth age, and Alicia was still in her second. And they're like, "Oh, we can clean this up. We know she won." And Alicia's like, "No, I want to know what my final score is going to be," and proceeded to continue to play. And so she scored like 200 more points than everybody else. But
nice, that's awesome.
Has she played that Core of Discovery yet?
Oh, I'm sorry. What?
Core of Discovery.
Core of Discovery? No, I've not heard of it.
Because it's
Off the Page Games
type of game, and I want to check it out. Like, it looked really interesting when I saw Pat and Julie and them playing it, and I picked up the like Ultimate Edition. It's like a wooden board, and it's got like a bunch of it's like dual layered, and you slide like maps in there. You put all these pieces over it, and they're face down, and you're trying to use all the clues and everything that you get to figure out like where to move, which ones to flip and explore and whatnot to get the items and stuff you need without, running out of food or water.
Yeah. Okay, cool. No, I just wrote it down. I'll have to look into it. We just finished the first game of the Ministry of Lost Things, which is a cooperative like logic puzzle type thing where you're basically in a world where all the lost and found items fall and you're trying to find like who the item belonged to. So that was, I think it's made by the same people who do the Emerald Flame, if you've ever seen Emerald Flame as well. But
yeah, very cool.
All right,
nice. All right, well, my number one, I'm a huge fan of like historical themed games, and is another theme that not too many people around me are huge about, but this is a game that seems like one thing, but I think plays like just a great hobby deck builder, and that game is Undaunted. I'm like, I love the Undaunted series. I think
it's not what we thought it was, Alicia.
Yeah. Which one is your favorite, Nick?
I think it's hard because I think I kind of put all of like the first two, Normandy and the North Africa one. Those ones kind of sit together for me. Then there's the Battle of Britain and then Stalingrad, and I think Stalingrad probably is my favorite just because of the story that Undaunted tells through the different scenarios. I think is highlighted the most in Stalingrad because you get to be in the city of Stalingrad, and it changes based on your battles that you complete. So you're kind of you could lay out all the tiles in the big city, but basically you just play in parts of it. And so as like maybe a building is blown up. I know. Yeah, John Company is on as my honorable mention on there, but it kind of felt samey with some of like the big games. It's just a big game negotiation. Those are the themes: big game negotiation, and also historical. Is just like if you put all of those together, John Company is the obvious one that never gets to the table, but Undaunted is one that I think could get played enough because it's like, even though it's themed in a war game, it doesn't feel like a war game. And just the deck building aspect of it, the story, and just the like intimate nature you have with each of your cards, because they are a person as a part of like a squad or a platoon. And so you just have these neat objectives, and whether it's kind of like capture the flag type thing or king of the hill, or there's just really neat scenarios, maybe a sniper up in the nest, like they just do a really good job of like creating a story in every scenario that I think is a ton of fun. And,
right on.
So yeah,
I have not played any of these, but I picked up Normandy last year. I really felt like I'd be able to suck Bob into playing this one.
I would play.
Have you played Callisto, Nick? The 2200 one? The
feature? Yeah. I guess I forgot about that one too. That one is kind of like it wraps up all of the mechanics of all of Undaunted and puts it into this kind of like space theme. They also add like different levels. And so you could be up on a higher level, and that may change, some of the tactical nature on there. And so, and you can operate these like mechs and all sorts of different stuff. That one's a really neat one as well. But yeah, I think Stalingrad probably is my favorite so far.
Sweet.
Right on.
Nice.
I gotta get mine played. Everybody really, really talks these up.
They do.
Yeah,
they do.
I had fun. The one you showed me, Nick. It's the only time I've ever played it. Was the time me and you played it at our Keybee retreat.
Yeah, and they're quick. You can play it in then like a half hour, 40 minutes.
Oh, sweet.
And, it's just like it's a lot.
Because they're only two-player, right?
You get 2 to 4. You can team up.
You can that's right. Yeah, I forgot you did your teams.
And so. And it's just kind of really at the heart of it, it's a 2-player game. At 4 players, you're just splitting the responsibility of who you're doing, like who you're controlling on the map. But yeah, love Undaunted. So
sweet.
Right on. Speaking of Undaunted, Mike is despite the jokes at his expense, he is going to continue this list undaunted.
I thought about pivoting my number one.
You should have.
I think I'm going to.
Yeah.
So
he has been daunted.
For those that don't know, my name is Mike, and I really like Steffenfeld games, and I have a bunch that I haven't played in forever. And I like to commit to a bit, and the bit tonight is games that Tim either hasn't played or hates. And that's why we're going with Wonderland's War. This game is fantastic. I mean, when this first came out, we played this a ton, like 7 plays. That's quite a bit for a 2022 release. The problem is I haven't played this since 2023, and it's really just because of the length. It is a lot to set up. It is a lot to explain, and even though the rules are easy to teach, it's just there's a lot of different stuff going on, and asymmetric powers and new characters that come out that have their own abilities. But I just love this game. It combines mechanics in a really, really interesting way where you're building a bag and also doing territory control. But sometimes what you don't realize is you're getting into a battle not to win it. It's just a complete quest. It is just an avenue to get points from quests, and the territory control aspect is just a reason to pull chips from your bag so that you can achieve those quests and get the points from it. I love how different the factions feel. They just the Mad Hatter is intentionally trying to bust, and then when you've got like chips on his bus tracks, his stuff gets stronger. And meanwhile, the Queen of Hearts, she gets stronger if you've got more followers in an area. It's just really clever. It's really well done. The look and the components are just stunning. I bought this game retail, and then Bob backed the deluxe edition. And this is the only time I have bought a game twice, because then I had to back second edition and get the acrylic chips. And now I just need to trade off my first edition, and I just haven't done it. But man, this game just does for me so many things right. It's long, and that's why it doesn't hit the table.
The deluxe edition is so pretty, though. Those poker chip style things are so
super
cool.
nice.
The clickety clack, it's all about all that. The art and stuff is so cool. You know that they've got a Kickstarter coming out for 2 new factions for this, right?
I heard that. Yeah.
They've got a dual, so a 2-player dual version, and then they're gonna have 2
Matt Calla, I have mine on the way.
I'm not a completionist, but I will get everything for this game. I have it so far, so I'll continue.
So 2 things about this. I love the art. That box art is one of my favorite box arts. I love the color scheme, and everything that came with it was really, really cool. I enjoy that pointy chin aside on the Alice there. And then also,
that's a Manny Tremblay special, though.
What's that?
That's a Manny Tremblay special. That's the art.
It is.
And 4 fingers. If you look at Dice Throne, all the characters only have 4 fingers instead of 5.
Those purples, I love that.
Yeah. No, the color wheel on that is amazing, right? Like the
also, side note / pro tip: if you have a deluxe version and you want to deluxify it more, Levity Games on Pinterest has stickers that you can get to put on your meeples, and they're really good. They work really well. The art on it is super cool. And if you don't know, that is a friend of the show, Ammon Anderson's Pinterest. Yeah, that was crazy because I bought that a long time ago before I ever knew who he was, and they started doing that during COVID. And then we started talking to him, and I said something about some stickers. I saw like stickers or something like that. And I was like, "Oh, that's me!" Like, it was kind of crazy that.
And we were like, "What?" That happened like on the show. Like,
that revelation happened on the show. It was pretty crazy.
So I put my I think. Other than the game length, I think I've been able to, I can now say my specific problem with this game. So yeah, like, you got to lose the battle sometimes. I get it. But when a battle, like the problem is I kept running into when I did play this is that I needed to draw chips, and the battles kept ending before I could draw enough chips, so I could never meet my goal, and I could never set up a way. Because it's like, well, just because you stop doesn't mean that I need to stop. Like, I need to draw like more. And it's like, well, no, technically it ends. And I'm like, this sucks. I just had so much feels bad when I played this. We played it 5 players, and it was like 3 hours, and like more than that. It was more than 3 hours. And one of the people just notoriously takes long turns. And I was just like, get me out of this freaking game. I'm done. I'm done with this game. And, because I couldn't get anything to work. I couldn't get anything to work. And I was just finding myself like more and more frustrated with it as we played. So I think, when they looked at the game as like an arc, and they're like, where do we want the players to want to quit was about the 1.5 hour mark. And then it's like, now where do we need them to be? But when we get to that 4 hour mark, is it like never want to ever play it again? Or just, and also I guess like for openers, it's like, where do we want them? Is it like in the first 15 minutes where you want to just find something wrong with the art that you can't let go, even though like otherwise it's great? So I guess I take it back. You guys aren't the first ones that I thought of that looked at a game like an arc. I think that it was actually Skybound or whoever made that one. when they did that. So I think that was them. So I take back my compliment to you guys, and I will then now give it to Wonderland's War.
And don't play it at 5. It's too long at 5.
Oh, 100%. I agree.
And with 2, you don't get to gamble on the result. So it's really a 3 and 4 player game.
Okay. This is one that I've always wanted to play and just haven't ever gotten a chance. So
Nick, I will play it with you at 3 or 4 players.
Okay.
And I'll give it another shot. Because I've said I'll give this another shot, but I need to change the dynamics.
Knowing your preferences, Nick, I think you would enjoy it, but I think it'd be too long. I think you get to a point kind of like you do with Mythical Dice, where it's like, okay, I've seen enough like of the game. It needed to end a couple rounds ago.
Gotcha.
Very much like this was a complete story 3 turns ago.
Yeah, that is one of my biggest pet peeves with some games is it's like I've done the thing and I keep doing the thing and now I've done the thing too long. And and you're like at some point it's like I like the gameplay loop, but the gameplay loop can get real stale because I'm just doing the same thing for too long.
Sure. Well, that's good. We could hit that like I want to quit point at the same time.
Perfect. And then we could just mutually agree.
Yeah, we're like
that whoever
hands.
The third person is, they have to just be done.
Well, we can play with Alicia. She can finish the game by herself.
There we go.
She'll be happy because she's going to get to play it like to completion. You and I are going to be happy because we can walk away without feeling bad.
Yeah, and
she'll get to know. She'll get to know what her score is, and we will get to go. Hey, we gave it another shot. Bye. Yep. So I think we got it figured out. This is perfect.
I think that's a great plan.
But I do know Mike and Bob love this game, and I'm glad they love it. I've got a lot of friends that love this game, and I'm fine, being in the minority. Brandon wants to know if there's a steel mechanic.
No.
No steel mechanic.
No, just stealing Tim's
joy. Yes. Well done, Mike. Well done. You got there right before I did. You did.
Honorable mentions for this. You guys got a few?
Yeah, I got a couple. I got a couple. Yeah, you guys go first.
Who guys?
Yeah, I mentioned it before. John Company is one. I'm like, this game has everything that I want in it and more, and it is just like you have to be in it, and if you're not in it, then you're not going to have a good time. And,
I was not in it. I think the only thing I enjoyed at John Company is the fact that everybody who played it with us all agreed to call each other John the whole time.
Oh, so nice.
Every time we take a turn, we just shake each other's hand and go, John. And that was the only thing I think I enjoyed of John.
Oh, I thought you were gonna. I really thought you were gonna say you liked putting it away. Like that was your favorite thing about the game was boxing it up.
Calling each other John was probably the only thing of it because I was somebody. Quality. Yeah, I learned the game. And I basically played my hand too early. So I peaked really early in the game and was like, oh, I'm doing really well. And then just did really bad after that and just kind of crashed and was just like the pinata of the group. And I was like, okay, not for me. But I do get why Nick enjoys it.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that's the great thing about board games, right? There's plenty for everybody. You can like stuff and you can not like stuff. And there's almost always going to be a Venn diagram of overlapping of like what we do like and what we don't like. Any other honorables, Nick?
You got any other non-honorables, Nick?
One for just enjoyment. Another one is Slay the Spire. I wish I could play more and more of Slay the Spire. I wish I could play it as much as I played the video game.
Yes, that part of it.
Yeah, there was a period where I just would play like a whole round every night before I went to bed.
And, same.
So it was just like it was a great rhythm, and I love the multiplayer like co-op aspect of it, and getting to like progress and get the new cards and
it feels so good.
It does feel so nice, and it's just like. I just want to play more and more Slay the Spire, but it's a board game. Don't get to play it as much as the video game, but
I loved it when you showed it to me.
It's a great time.
Great.
Yeah, it's super good. Great pick. I wish Bob liked this game. Just kidding. Bob loves this game. He's got a Winston. We got a Winston appearance.
He's demanding attention, so I'm giving your uncle.
Eric, you got any?
I do. So I've kept this one off my list only because I thought somebody would mention it, but nobody did. So my first honorable mention is Twilight Imperium.
Oh yeah, it's an honorable mention for me.
Fourth edition. I've only ever played this game twice, and I've won both times. So I think I hesitate to play it again because I don't want to besmirch my awesome record, but I do really enjoy it. But again, it's a game where it's like, this is the only thing we're doing all day.
Yeah.
I think it'll be even harder now having a little one just to be able to dedicate the time to play it. But I really, really do enjoy the game. I think it's a ton of fun. My original number 2 before Alicia told me about Spectre Ops, so thanks for the reminder there, was Spirit Island. And that
was on my honorable mention list.
So it originally was, I put it on a list of games that need to be played more just because it is asymmetric. So I have to teach everybody who's playing the game an entirely different game. Essentially, to be able to play. Now, it helps that it's co-op, so it's not like Merchant's Cove where you're all competing and you're playing different games. But Spirit Island, you're all playing different spirits that work almost entirely different from each other. And so having to be that one person that knows how everybody works is kind of difficult, and knowing which spirits work together, because there's nothing worse than teaching somebody the game for the first time and then everybody picking spirits that don't work really well together and everybody having a bad time.
Yes.
And then I also own the Broken Token box for it, which makes it even harder to get to the table now because everything's in a giant game console.
Yeah, there it is.
There it is. So when I got that shipped in, that is the last time that game has ever been opened. So I organized the game and I've never taken it out of that. So it's sitting in a little coffin, but I would love to play it again. It is one of my all-time favorites.
Sounds like it needs to make it on that little table that you got. You're like, oh, I haven't played this one yet.
And then,
what's your favorite spirit?
Ooh, probably I'm gonna forget its name, but I really like the Nightmare one.
Okay, where that doesn't deal damage, you just do a lot of fear.
Yes, you're just progressing fear. Only because I think that it's like that's the easiest way to win and the easiest way to assist people who haven't played. Because typically I'm playing with somebody who's playing it for the first time. Yeah. So I really, really like just generating fear and getting the fear track up higher.
Right, that definitely helps.
Yeah. Generating fear is also how Eric chooses to live his life. I say that as a little person amongst giants. Godzilla!
And then so Spirit Island, love it, great game. I think it's such a cool idea of flipping kind of Catan on its head, where you're the island fighting back against the settlers.
I love the theme. I love the theme of it. Yeah,
such a cool idea. And then the last one on my honorable mentions is another 2-player, and I felt because I had Lawyer Up on there, I couldn't put this on here, is a combo, either Skull Hollow or Mole Peak. This game is where one player plays a giant creature of the land. So Mole Peak, you're playing this giant bear that's made out of trees and foliage and everything, and everybody else, or the other players, playing as basically fox guardians. And so you each have different goals. The monster is trying to get a number of kills, essentially, and then the Fox Guardians are trying to take out the giant monster. And so there's a board that you're playing on that's like the land, and then the giant meeple for the bear is walking around, and then the foxes, when they share a space with the bear, then move on to another board that represents the different spots on the bear that you're jumping to. So you can jump to the hand, and if you damage the hand, then you eliminate that move set from the bear character. So if there's a smash move and you take all the hit points away from the hand, they no longer can do that smash move on their turn. And so there's the Skull Hollow comes with, I think, 4 or 5 different kaiju, essentially, is what they are. And then Mole Peak is a whole nother set in a different land with a whole bunch of different monsters. But again, it's a 2-player game that I think I've only ever played with Nick. And then we play it maybe once a year if we get it to the table then, but it's just a design I love. I think it's super fun. And there's not a lot like it, other than I think Leviathan Wilds came out recently, which is very similar to where you're hopping to different spaces on a giant kaiju, but I think that's a cooperative game.
Oh, okay.
But No, I love Skull Hollow and Wall Peak. I hope they make more for it, even if it's just going to collect dust on my shelves, because it's super fun when I do finally get it to the table.
Sometimes it's just worth supporting the design or the publisher or whatever.
Yeah.
You're like, look, I love this title. I know maybe it's a suboptimal purchase as far as like plays per, cost per play or whatever. But like, I just need to support this.
The way I look at it sometimes too is if this game gets played once overall, and I spent $60 on it, like I've spent $60 on a terrible dinner, and I only get to have that once.
Yeah, thank God. Then twice. Like,
right. So that's kind of how I look at it sometimes, is like, hey, like as much people are like, oh, price per value is like how many plays did I get out of this and how much money am I getting per play? Some of it's also just kind of like, you know what, I've spent $60 on a terrible dinner, and I'll buy this and get one night out of good time out of it. So
no, that's a great way to look at it. What up, Andrew? You were discussed tonight.
Also probably en route to Syracuse.
If not there. Safe travels and have an amazing weekend, Andrew. I know you will. He's a good time anyway. So, Mike, you got any other honorable mentions? You want me to do mine? You want to do yours?
Yeah, my number one Stefan Feld game I don't get to play enough was going to be Marrakesh.
Yeah.
That's the last one I played that I really, really enjoyed. Could become one of my favorites. It's just got a really interesting action selection. There's 12 different colors of markers. Everybody chooses them simultaneously, drops them in a cube tower, so some may get stuck and not come out. And then you draft those cubes and put them on your player board. And as the game goes on, the more cubes in that area, the stronger the action becomes. So you're just gradually building up the strength of these actions, which is really fulfilling. And then, like a lot of Feld games, there's special powers that can make you even stronger at these actions, and then synergizing these special abilities as you go. Marrakesh, really, really good. A feat for Odin.
Mike, I'll play it.
Yeah, we'll doctor it up someday so we can play it again. 12 different colors is not an ideal situation for somebody that's colorblind, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So I may just write 1 through 12 on the colors and be done with it.
We learned that the hard way with Greek Week.
Yeah. And Bob, you don't remember this, Bob, but you went to sleep, and Eric's like, man, that totally paid off. We designed that with Bob in mind. Like, totally worked. I was like, I don't know how you guys nailed it so perfectly that he couldn't determine what was what color. Like, I've never seen him struggle that. No, I'm just kidding.
That was the most shades of gray I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I'll rip off a couple more here real quick. A feat for Odin. Just an amazing Uwe Rosenberg game. It's just a beast, and has only hit my table once. So really need to get that played again. And then since it's QSCon week, why not some 3WS love? I really want to play Mission Control Critical Orbit again.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
While. We were riding the hype train when that came out because there was nothing like it. Just a co-op, real-time game where you're playing 5 different mini games at once. Hey, there we go. Perfect timing.
Yes. Get Donnie to show up.
Nothing like it. I love how different it feels depending on the ability or the character that you're playing. Had to throw that out there during QSCon week.
No, that's perfect. That's great. And a really awesome game that I just haven't played it in a little while.
I won that at Gen Con.
I do believe I booed somebody that won that at Gen Con. Real quick.
Booed somebody that won that.
Hell yeah. I'm so proud of our table. And thank God Eric was a good sport. Because we barely knew him. We talked a little bit, but we were like, where normally I would say like, oh yeah, it's cool that we boo this guy. Because it was 100% going to go either we're going to be even closer or this is going to completely sever that relationship. And unfortunately it worked out that we're even closer. So I'll have to come up with something different for the next time. But no, Twilight Imperium, 100%. I really enjoy that game. I love what that game does. But that is event gaming, right? So great pick there. Twilight Inscription.
Oh,
It
I
looks
wanted to play that.
intimidating, but it's not, and it plays at a very high player count, and it plays very quickly because it's
That's the one
simultaneous.
you have like 4 different pads, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've only ever played because
really good.
Three Sisters has 2, and like that was the first one that I've ever seen that's done more than one pad. But I really wanted to play Twilight Inscription.
I love Twilight Inscription, but it has not hit the table in a while. But it's not. You know, it's very accessible. It's very straightforward.
Well,
And
it's more accessible than Twilight Imperium.
well, low bar, right? Low
Yeah.
bar. Low bar. I had to say Concordia because that is one of my all-time favorite games, but I don't get to play it very often. And then Guards of Atlantis. But I wanted to stop talking about like skirmish games because I realized I had a couple of those early. And then speaking of skirmish games, I'm just gonna say GKR Heavy Hitters, which is big mechs going after each other.
I honorable mentions waiting for you to mention it.
God, I love that game. But I was trying to talk about other games, right? Like showcase other games. Score Chosen, again, like 1v1, you know, or whatever, you know, like just dueling, going at it. Star Wars Rebellion was talked about earlier. Absolutely love and adore that game. That is by a million miles my favorite Star Wars game because it just gives you everything Star Wars. And then the last one I'll talk about is a game that I think, it may not be out yet, and it's not a joke this time, but even though I was serious about both Greek Week and Relative Space, I do want to play them more. But Moneymaker was a game that we had an opportunity to play.
Wait on my copy.
I think you don't have yours, right? But I think technically it's been published in Europe.
Yeah,
and
this was my Kickstarter fulfillment still, so you're not behind like Ostia.
So my US release is legit. Like, okay, you can't get it in the US, but it has been released, so it could have been on the list. But Moneymaker is it's like about how the banking system was founded and developed and how it still works today. Because the crazy thing about Moneymaker is you pretty much have as much money as you want to spend, right? But here's the thing is like, I can spend this money, but then Nick might take on my debt. Like, so Nick owns some of my debt, and then Nick can sell that debt to somebody else and use my debt to buy other properties and things. And it's like, no, like don't sell my debt.
That's gonna get called in. They're gonna call in like people who own stock in wood or whatever, and I'm gonna have to pay all that money.
Oh, it's a great banking game that really.
You think it is, but man.
So it kind of takes a step further than what QE does with that.
Yes, because there's repercussions.
Yeah. Well, there is technically repercussions with the QE.
One at the end.
One player.
Yeah.
But unlike QE, because QE is like very like quantitative easing, and it does kind of give you the idea of how that works. But like
surface level.
But Moneymaker, you really understand how banking works and like how the housing crisis happened 15 years ago, right?
Yeah. How important to diversify.
Yes, like we were playing this game and we're seriously like, oh, this is terrible that you can do this, and we're like, yeah, well, banks do this all the time, like, and we're like, oh my god, you know, it's too real, it hits too close to home, but it's great, it's really great.
Such a Mike game. I missed that one. I didn't get to play it.
Oh, you'll get to play it, Mike. Don't worry. You'll get to play it. But anyways, you guys, is that everybody? Did we get everybody?
I didn't get to go.
Oh, who?
But so I have 4 games on my honorable mention, and Spirit Island was one of them. GKR Heavy Hitters was another one of them.
Hell yes.
And then the other 2 were top 5 games that I left off because of what I had said earlier. But Anachrony, obviously.
I am dying to play Anachrony. I've never played it. I've wanted to play it.
It's great. It's great.
The idea that you have workers that you can like borrow actions from sending them from the past future is such a cool idea.
Right now. I'll request it from the future.
It's genius.
It's such a cool idea.
Time travel done the best way I've ever seen it done. And then War Room. I love me some War Room. I would love to get at the table more, try some of the different scenarios and whatnot. And so.
Yeah,
this is the Venn diagram of Mike, Tim, and Bob. Tim and I have Concordia as one of our all-time favorite games. Me and Bob have Anachrony as one of our all-time favorite games.
Yeah.
I could have put them both on the list.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do love Anachrony, just not as much as Mike and Bob do. But it is great. And I have the original game and the first expansion, but I didn't go in on the Infinity Box.
Yeah, I got the Infinity Box staring at me. It's right there. I'll play you soon.
Right. But I knew I wasn't going to get it played, and these guys, like I knew Bob was going to have it. And yeah. Hey, Tony, good to see you.
Hey, Tony.
Hey. Hola.
But guys, I don't know about you, but for me, this was everything I hoped it would be. It totally
great list, good pick,
great guest, great list, a good time. So hopefully, don't let me stop you from coming back on the show again.
Just invite us again, and we'll be here. I want to try. I thought Nick's idea was really clever. Is everybody providing their top 5 list, and everybody else having to pick the top 5 games from everybody else's top 5? It was really cool.
Yeah,
I'd like to do that.
We could see our Venn diagram.
We could. Yeah. That's almost like that's like a Seppi. Only Seppi has brought that level of metagame to the list before. And that's a compliment.
Works.
That's a compliment.
Do we want to do the quick rundown of the 5 through 1s?
Oh yeah, we could do that.
Yeah.
We could do that real fast.
That's what I missed. All right. So my number 5, Unfathomable. Number 4, Pickle the Lacerda game. Number 3, After the Empire. Number 2, Perseverance. And then number 1, Clank Legacy. Hopefully stay tuned. And eventually once our Patreon is up, we will have that behind for you guys to see.
Yep. All right. My number 5 was a 2-parter. It was Hate and Greek Week. And not because I hate Greek Week or that I hate that I liked Greek Week. It's just Greek Week.
You keep saying Hate and Greek Week at the same time.
I know, it's weird.
Yeah, it's just about to click that mic.
I'm pretty sure I won that game. Didn't I win?
You did.
I was in a lot of pain and I couldn't see colors at the time.
I was at a very severe disadvantage.
That's because he sat down at the table across from me.
No, well,
I knew that would just make.
If you had to look at you, you'd be in pain too.
That's my secret advantage.
Yeah,
I don't have to look at this. So Hate and then Greek Week, and then my number 4 was God Tier. My number 3 is Tyrants of the Underdark. My number 2 was Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea, and my number 1 was a tie between just role-playing games in general. I love them. I love the experiences, and also Relative Space, which is a legit, super fun game, except for the parts that Eric designed, which we dev'd out. Clearly, I had Nick on the phone. I'm like, okay, I know you don't know me, but like, hear me out. Hear me out. Sushi Glory Hole.
In that rule book.
Yeah. But no, man. Just 2 it's a great tie. For me, great picks. I really
great picks.
There you
go. My number 5 was Dice Throne Adventures. Number 4 was Pitch Car. Number 3 was Lawyer Up. Number 2 was Spectre Ops, and number 1 was a tie between Title Blades 1 and 2. But if I'm honest, it's really Title Blades 2.
Sure.
I like the wide range of games in that list.
Thank you. I tried. Like I said, I came up with a different reason for each one. So,
holy cow!
My top 5 were number 5, 2 Rooms and a Boom. Number 4 was Star Wars Outer Rim. Number 3 was Oath, Chronicles of Empire and Exile. Number 2 was Moonrakers. And number 1 was the Undaunted series.
There you go.
Bunch of games I want to play.
Can you read that?
My number 5 was the Steffenfeld game.
I know. Bob, if I came into some money, there'd be signs.
You should know some game designs.
Yeah. Those don't pay. I thought I told you about. They don't pay.
Nick keeps saying, like, look, man, I looked at the contract. It doesn't pay anything. Yeah, he said, yeah, they'll pay us on the next one.
Yeah. Lovely story. Maybe I'll kill you in the morning.
Yeah.
I don't know if Eric was still going to try to drink for each one of these, so I'm going to run with it just in case. My number 5 was the Steffenfeld game La Isla. My Number 4 was the Steffenfeld game Merlin. My number 3 was the Steffenfeld game Bruges/Hamburg. My number 2 was the Steffenfeld game The Oracle of Delphi. And my number 1 was Wonderland's War.
Woo! Only 4.
Yeah.
You lucked out.
We did. We did. Yeah, awesome. Awesome. Thank you guys again for coming on. I know it's short notice, but you brought the heat.
Thank you for having us. Honestly, seriously, this is a blast. We love watching you guys, so it's an honor to be here.
And I am really glad that I finally got to be on when Eric was on. Because I couldn't let him just have all the fun without me. Right. But no, I genuinely, I mean it. I love you guys, and was really glad y'all could come on. I'm looking forward to Keybee Con. I'm looking forward to the 5 games that you guys signed for millions of dollars.
Just the largest contract in game design.
It's crazy. I mean, you're like
the little guys,
Yeah, right. You're like, give us twice what Ammon got.
Everybody's a little guy to me, Bob. Everybody's a little.
Oh, there he is. There's our giant.
How many negotiation games does Nick play? Is he doing all your? Is he handling all of your paperwork?
I'm gonna
all that. Even though I like it, Eric and everyone can attest. I lose all these games, so don't trust me.
I will say it is very funny that Nick loves push your luck and loves negotiation, and he is atrocious at both of them. He will. You set him up for a push your luck game, and we'll play flip 7, the easiest one, and he will have the win in his hand. And I'll say, Nick, you want one more card? Come on. And he absolutely goes, yeah, I'll take one more card. And then
he just bust on it too.
Yep. He will.
Oh,
we love him for it. But that and dice rolling. If you get him in a dice rolling game, Nick will find the 1 on the die every single time.
Yeah.
Play Axis and Allies. 1s are good.
Then he'll roll high, and then he'll roll high.
That's the thing. It works both ways. It's just whatever's the worst outcome. That's what it is.
That's what you get.
It is a statistical anomaly. It is quite profound. Where it's just like how he just looks up at the universe like, what did I do to deserve these odds?
Now I'm gonna put something out there before we sign off, and it's gonna take work and effort, but I'm gonna commit to doing it myself. And I will tell you, if somebody finds Eric at like a convention or something, not at his house, which is 1717 Keybee Drive. Just kidding. But anyway, somebody finds Eric. Don't get him to sign like one of his games or something like that. I want you to find a physical copy of the movie My Giant or something, something to that effect.
Big friendly giant, BFG.
Yeah, BFG, anything like that. You get a piece of physical media signed with Giant related, and you get a picture of you and Eric with that and signed it. I will send you a game. I will give you a list of games. I will send it to you, and they won't just be any of the junk games. I'll go to Bob or Mike's house and steal a good one, and then I will send you that game, like Mike's Dwellings of Eldervale. But no bullshit. I'll send you a good game. I'll find a game. I'll get you a game, and I will send you a game if you do that to Eric for me, please. Awesome. And I'm going to commit to doing it myself. So that's going to happen.
That's awesome.
So
speaking of pictures with short people, though, if you have not yet seen, if you've not seen the picture of me and Googs from 3WS at the Syracuse Mall, the one time we went to Leprechaun, I was having a conversation with him, and I had kind of like beelined away from the group with him and was talking with him, and my wife snapped a picture, and it literally looks like a dad talking to his son. It is one of the funniest pictures in the world. I love it so much. So if you haven't seen it, either ask me or Googs for it. It is so funny.
Oh my god, I love it.
It's funny because you need to do some of that Lord of the Rings forced perspective too. Yes. Like it makes it look even more so.
Oh, I love it. I love it. That's so
since
funny.
I have this up, if you're not already, you should. You can find Keybee Games on Facebook. You can also follow them on Instagram, and you can go heart and be a fan of Relative Space, which will be a retail release from 3WS probably early next year. Hopefully.
I think so. Fingers crossed.
Right.
Ask them.
Right. Ask them aggressively.
Yeah, message Googs this weekend because he's not doing anything.
Yeah,
exactly.
he's not busy.
Right. I'm sure he would
That's
love
very
that.
true. I'll probably message him like right at 9 a.m. tomorrow.
Yeah, this is when it's
He'll
free.
probably still be up from tonight. So
Yeah, no doubt.
You're right.
No doubt. Also, just in case people are wondering, hey, where can I go on Kickstarter and back their game? You can't. They sign their games with companies, and you have to follow them so that you know if their company decides, hey, we're going to crowdfund this, because that's a contract that Nick negotiated privately. Or they're just going to straight up publish it. You've got to follow Keybee so you know, or you can watch us because we'll talk about it.
Well, thank you. Yes, yeah, we are just a design group. We're for people who design games and want nothing to do with publishing them. We realized very early on that was not something we aspired to be and wanted to be any part of, because it's just not something we find joy of. And there's too many people, I think, who get into that and get in over their heads. So we want to be a part of that kind of stuff.
Well, that also reflects your opinions on the board game community, right? You're like, we don't want to be a part of that. That's not anything we like. No,
to each their own. We know our strengths, and that is definitely not our strength.
Fair.
So.
Well, that's why Eric grew so tall. He was so terrified of things going over his head. He just like, well,
that's right. Defense mechanism.
Nothing's going to go over my head. So.
That's right.
Yeah.
Just trying to find more pictures of Eric towering over Mike.
Just Googs. Googs specifically. Oh my God.
That's so great.
You guys are such good sports. I really appreciate you. I hope everybody had as much fun watching as I did being a part of this show with you guys. Mike and Bobby, every week is always a joy, and I appreciate you guys bringing it. Mike, thanks for stealing my shtick tonight, so I didn't have to. And you did a good job with it.
I don't know.
You did a good job with it.
No, I agree. I did a great job of it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
I was worried. And if anybody else wants to weigh in on my drumstick controversy or cheese stick controversy, let me know in the comments. But other than that, until next week for the board game rundown, I've been Tim.
Bob.
Oh.
Eric.
Yes.
Nick.
Yes.
Mike, enjoy QSCon, everybody.
Yes.
Take care.
See ya.
Do you like to party?
I do like to party.
I also like to party.
I like to party.
A 7.3.
This is a great party.
Repeating.
We should party more often.
I do like to party.
Okay.
I also like to party. I also like to party.
I like to party. I like to party.
We should party more often.
Okay.
This is a great party.
Okay.